of Atlanta, Valley Sports South, and Valley Sports Southeast. The heart of the fan.
Once again from Phoenix, Arizona, it's time for Braves Baseball, brought to you by our friends at Trust. A big crowd gathering here at Chase Field in Phoenix. Yes, it'll be close to 100 degrees, and hopefully the Atlanta offense will be just as hot as we try to get out of town with one win in this three-game series. Hi again, friends, with Brian Jordan, Peter Moylan, Chip Carey. Great to be back with you for Braves Baseball. Disappointing finish last night, BJ, but a good sign for Atlanta. Matt Olson, looking like the Matt Olson we were getting from the Oakland A's last night.
Yeah, this is a guy we expected all season long, and I think, guys, I've been traded. I know how hard it is. You play for all the wrong reasons, and then finally you say, I got to be myself. And last night we got a glimpse of that. Aggressive every at-bat, but the key at-bat for me was bases loaded. He drives the ball the opposite way. What a terrific job, and hopefully we'll see that. Look at the exit velo, though, of those hits last night. 113 miles per hour. Guys, he is getting it together, and this is what we're going to see the rest of the season.
Yeah, he was matching the thermometer here in Phoenix for sure. Our StatCast 3D presented by Google Cloud. In today's matchup, Peter on the mound. Two guys reinventing themselves. This one ought to be a lot of fun.
Two guys at opposite ends of their careers. Kyle Wright, he's obviously established himself as one of the aces of this squad, and he can reinvent himself further by going out there today and proving that he can be a stopper. On the other side, Madison Bumgarner, he had a struggle of the first 2 years in Arizona, but he's picked it up this year, using that cutter to right-handed hitters. So look for him to be effective moving that ball into right-handed hitters today.
Well, let's get a win. Let's wrap up the series in the right way. Kyle Wright, if you'll pardon the pun, is on the mound for the Braves, and Paul Bird will talk to today's Braves starter when we come back for Game 3. Here in the Valley of the Sun, we'll have lineup's first pitch coming up shortly.
Your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines, keep climbing. And by Truist, when you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Welcome back to Phoenix. We are in the desert. Paul Bird here in the dome talking Kyle Wright. First of all, Kyle Wright is very nice. He's very intelligent. He's very humble. But on that mound this year, he has been an animal. What's been the difference? The curveball, the sinker. He's found himself pitched more like college. But guys have adjusted, and his forcing fastball up and changeup are also now becoming more effective as hitters look for the curveball. Let's check out the graphic. You see that four-seamer. First 4 seasons, hitters hit 333 off that. This season, 220. Put away percentages, win 2 strikes, and he throws it. Do they get the strikeout? 8 to 19%. You see the numbers on the changeup as well. Very, very good. Here he is telling us about it today.
That's been my 2 pitches, the sinker and the curve, but I think I've learned that how teams are already kind of adjusting a little bit to the curveball being my pitch. So I've been using my changeup a lot, especially these last several outings. And I feel like that's something that, you know, I may not have been able to adjust so quickly in years past. Being able to see that guys are making adjustments to it, using my changeup, then I'm able to start using my curveball back again. So it's just kind of a, you know, I'm starting to understand the, you know, kind of cat and mouse game a little bit. You know, hitters and pitchers play with one another. You know, you always have to use your strengths, but sometimes, like, if guys aren't swinging at it or taking it, you got to find a way to get them out other ways. So I think that's been a big thing for me so far, is just finding a way to get guys out with other things than just the sinker and the curveball.
I hope you didn't miss that front door righty change. That was absolutely beautiful. Kyle Wright faces Madison Bumgarner today, a pitching matchup that you don't want to miss. We need you, big fella. Ozzie just walked past me. He looked mad. Braves need a win. Are they going to? I don't know. You got to watch to find out.
It's a new month here in Phoenix, Arizona. June 1st. Glad you're with us for Braves Baseball on Valley Sports. Brian Snitker's bunch had a terrific offensive night last night, but fell short in extra innings and try to get out of Phoenix with a win today with this Toyota starting lineup. No Ronald Acuna Jr. for Atlanta as far as the starting 9 is concerned. We talked about Matt Olson's huge game yesterday, and the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Duvall, Guillermo Heredia, Michael Harris comprise the Atlanta outfield alignment, and we'll have our hands full. Big-time playoff stud Madison Bumgarner pitching for the Diamondbacks today.
Yeah, he's reinvented himself this year by increasing the amount that he throws that cut fastball. Him and Brent Strom have worked on that this year. It's made him real effective against right-handed hitters, which obviously our lineup's pretty right-handed, so look for that today.
And my 4 keys today, add-on runs, guys. We had our chances late in the game. We just didn't get it done. And I would love to see the bullpen finish guys. They come in, they throw strike 1, strike 2, and all of a sudden they nibble. They got to put guys away.
Well, the first man up for the Braves today is Ozzie Albies. Batting leadoff for Atlanta for the 20th time this year. All 6 of Ozzie's home runs have come while hitting first for the Braves. And it's been a while since he's hit a home run. Maybe all of that will click for Atlanta against Madison Bumgarner, who has surrendered 9 homers in 48 innings. And there's a shot foul past third, and we are underway in Phoenix.
We know how good Ozzie can be from the right side of the plate. Hopefully Madison can leave something middle, and Ozzie can put a thump in one.
Well, we know that power from that right side has been huge in his career.
Bumgarner ready and delivers with that long left arm and missed up and away. It's an even count. Bumgarner's last start came against the Dodgers. 5 runs in 6 innings. In fact, his last 3 games, 5 homers over 18 innings. So he's been susceptible to the long ball. You know, the Braves hit a lot of those. Perhaps the stars will align for Atlanta's offense against a man, Peter, that has been awfully tough for Atlanta to beat.
Yeah, he's had some success against us. He's had success against everybody, let's be honest. He was one of the best for a long, long time. He, as you said, went through the playoffs with the Giants many, many times.
In the air toward left center field, but on the run, sliding grab made by Thomas. Alec Thomas, a nice effort. And Ozzie Albies robbed of a leadoff hit to start the game.
That ball took off his bat. Looked like a knuckleball. Came back. Good concentration by Thomas there. He almost overran that ball. So that tells me that was sort of a knuckler out there.
So 1 out for Brave shortstop Dansby Swanson, who's got a 4-game hitting streak and a 14-game on base streak. And that's in for a strike, says Alex Tossi, our home plate umpire.
Dansby's been fun to watch lately. You know, being able to get his hands in, drive the ball the other way. He's still going to hit for power. You throw a fastball up in the zone, he's going to turn on it.
I thought last night's game, guys, was one of the best all year from this standpoint. To your comment, Brian, approach.
Yep.
Took what the defense gave him. 7 runs, 14 hits, albeit in extra innings. But the offense looked very good and comfortable. And a shot into left. There goes the no-hit bid. Dansby Swanson continues his sizzling work. He's got a 1-out single.
Just so impressive, the adjustment, as you said earlier, that he's been able to make this year. He's just not trying to do too much. He just gets to 2 strikes and fights and battles and battles. And look at this, it's a one-handed swing. Just drops the barrel on it, puts the bat on the ball, puts it in play.
But as a hitter, that's the important thing. If you can slow the game down, it gets easier. And he slowed the game down by setting his sights the other way. Now instincts take over on a pitch like that. Down, he just throws the head of the bat out there because he's put himself in a great position to hit.
That was Dansby Swanson's first career hit against Madison Bumgarner. And a good start for him. Ozuna, the batter, he's riding a 3-game hit streak. 4 for 12 is he in this stretch.
No one told Dansby he just had to go out there one-handed.
That just means you're hot.
That's taken low, ball 2.
Clearly, Bumgarner does not have the velocity that he used to have, and that's why the struggles have happened, because guys can kind of catch up with him. He throws that off speed to keep you off balance, but he don't have that 95, 96 that he used to have.
You can see the plan of attack. He is trying to get that ball into the right-handed hitters, but has been missing out over multiple times already in the first inning.
That's might be one of the reasons why those home run totals have skyrocketed for Bumgarner. Big hole right side for Marcel, who pulls it toward the Diamondbacks dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Austin Riley's on deck. 1 on, 1 out, just underway in Phoenix. Pushing toward 99 degrees outside today. That's why the roof is closed. The pitch way outside. It's a full count.
Yeah, whatever that pitch is, I think it's must be his curveball slider. He's had a lot of trouble trying to finish that pitch. He's left it in the left-handed batter's box 3 times already. You can almost eliminate that as a hitter.
Let's see if Snit forces the action here with Bumgarner staring right at Dansby, who's 8 for 8 in stolen base tries. He's going. Good jump, and the pitch is way high. 2 on, 1 out. And it sets up beautifully for Austin Riley, who's one of the hottest hitters on this Braves club. Great chance in the opening inning.
Yeah, even his outs are hard. He's been barreling the ball up, which is a great sign that he's come out of that sort of streakiness that we talk about. He was in one of those rough streaks, but now he is barreling every ball up.
His average up 31 points in the last 9 games. And he does have a 9-game hitting streak, his longest since last September, when he hit safely in 12 straight. Jump on this guy early and give Kyle Wright some run support. Kyle hasn't had many runs to play with. 2 aboard here in the first inning. The pitch, and Riley didn't get it.
That's an 88-mile-an-hour cutter. And that's where we talk about the velocity down by Bumgarner. So that's a pitch that guys can handle.
Pulled foul pass Wash. That was smoked. And quickly it's 0-2. Talked about how hot Austin Riley is. Here's a look inside our Who's Hot feature, brought to you by Texas Pete.
He's just fun to watch. When he starts driving the ball the other way, everything's slows down for him. See the power numbers: 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, but the OPS, outstanding.
0-2 pitch. Tomahawk high. Good take by Riley. 1-2 the count. That's a sequence that we will see a lot from the Diamondbacks pitching staff. Off-speed stuff, then finish with the high fastball. That's the Brent Strom input, the new pitching coach here in Arizona. And it's helped Bumgarner so far this year, a 3.35 ERA. The pitch, and Riley didn't get that. He strikes out, and William Contreras is coming up.
This is a spot that we struggled in early in games. Get guys in run and scoring position. When we see that strikeout, gotta fight to put that ball in play. I mean, that was a good pitch, but a pitch to me you can handle.
William Contreras gets the start behind the plate for the Braves today. 7 home runs for Contreras. The only catcher with more home runs is his brother Wilson, who has 8 with the Cubs. So some family pride on the line here against Madison Bumgarner. 2 on, 2 out. Dansby takes off for third, and that's hammered down the line, foul. Swanson had third stolen, but he'll head back, and it's an 0-2 count.
It's a smart play by Dansby. You got the third baseman and shortstop playing almost in the outfield. But as a young hitter, 0-1 count, you got to be swinging if it's close.
William did, but pulled it foul, so he's got some work to do. No shift for him. Dansby at second, Marcel at first, 2 outs. And Madison Bumgarner ready with his 20th pitch.
He went to that slider, backdoor that slider to Riley. He was trying to come in with it. He tries to come there again.
Sharply hit up the middle, a base hit into left center. Dansby will score. Ozuna's on his way to third. Contreras will slide in with a 2-out double. Braves get a big hit. They take the lead 1-0.
And this is where you got to find this kid an opportunity to play almost every day. When he's swinging the bat this good, that's why I was surprised the first 2 games he was sitting. Put him in a lineup, he makes it happen. It's a good piece of hitting there. That curveball coming back over the middle. Great approach up the middle. This kid continues to impress.
2-out RBIs, man. 2-out RBIs.
Yep. And the offense continues to impress. 8 runs, 15 hits dating back to last night's game. And the man in the batter's box had a huge hand in that. Maybe Matt Olson's best game as a major league player. 4 hits, 3 extra base hits, a homer, 4 RBIs, and a run scored.
You told me last night that's the first time in his career he's had 3 extra base hits?
Yes, that's correct.
And it's true.
That's crazy.
So from a team standpoint, the Braves needed that. And I think from Matt's personal standpoint, he needed, Brian, a game like that.
Yeah. I mean, just letting it go, be aggressive. Good things are going to happen.
This has been a tough matchup. Of course, Matt, playing for the Oakland A's, saw the Giants a lot. They were natural rivals in interleague play. Matt's looking for his first career hit against Madison Bumgarner. Dansby Swanson took care of that today and has scored the game's first run. I love the fact that they're forcing Bumgarner to throw a lot of first inning pitches. The 2-2. Struck him out, and Madison Bumgarner gives up a single run in the Braves' first inning. Good start for the offense. Let's see if we get a great start from Kyle Wright. He goes to work next.
Today's Coors Light Silver Spotlight features a recap
of the series. Braves head to Colorado after we get a win today. And first things first, got to take care of Torey Lovullo's Diamondbacks, who are a game under 500. Their Toyota starting 9 has Dalton Varsho, the DH, leading off. Christian Walker's had a big series, so has Pavin Smith. But that's no problem for Kyle Wright. He's had a great breakthrough season, fellas, and enters play today with a sub-3 ERA.
Yeah, what an unbelievable start to the year for Kyle so far. 4-3 record. He's been so consistent. 6 quality starts this season. Opponents average only hitting 198 against him. He's only faced Arizona 1 time, and it was 1 inning of relief. But I'm telling you, they haven't seen this Kyle Wright.
Only 1 bad inning this year for him.
So it's a new Kyle Wright. It's a new Arizona starting 9. And a new opportunity for the young Braves right-hander looking for his 5th victory of the season. Well, he pitched a great game last time out against the Phillies. Scoreless through 6 innings. Ended up allowing 3 runs. That was the game he matched up with Aaron Nola, if I'm not mistaken. So just keep doing that, Kyle, and you'll be in good shape. This ball's whacked toward right, but that's playable. Adam Duvall gets the start in right field today for Atlanta, and Varsho's retired quickly. That's the other thing we've noticed about Kyle. Short innings, quick resolutions to at-bats, and with a lot of bullpen usage in this series, and Colorado next. That's important today, too.
There's been such an emphasis on strike throwing over the last sort of 3 weeks. Guys have noticed that the balls aren't flying as much as they were, and you can get rewarded for being around the zone. You can be efficient, be in the 7th inning and with 80 pitches. It's a different game, and guys are starting to realize it.
And you can pitch to contact. You don't have to strike out everybody.
Josh Rojas 2 for 7 in the series. 3 homers, 10 RBIs for him, a .294 batting average. Arizona wrapping up a long homestand today, and Rojas has had good luck. on his home turf. Arizona 4-4. And they head east, starting with a series with the Pirates next.
Look, this is a good young Arizona team. These guys play hard, making some clutch hits.
Well, think about it. Last year, guys, this was a club that lost 110 games. This does not look like a 100-loss team this year, does it?
Absolutely not.
Contreras took some punishment and fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Josh Rojas.
You can see back-to-back changeups there. That's become quite an effective pitch for the Braves staff in Arizona with the amount of left-handed bats they've been throwing at us. So look for Kyle to be working that fastball inside to lefties and playing that changeup off of it.
5 lefties and 2 switch hitters for Arizona in their starting 9 today. 2 quick strikes, and that one dribbled foul past first.
This is one thing these young hitters here do. They foul off a lot of pitches. They really make pitchers work. That has to be frustrating, Pete.
Yeah, it's
for the pitchers.
Joe Mather is the Arizona hitting coach. Torey Lovullo is their skipper. As Wright working quickly, the 2-2 pitch is lifted toward left. Heredia drifts back. Guillermo settles under that. And Wright has 2 flyouts to start his day, and Ketel Marte coming up.
another changeup there. When he's got that working as well as the curveball, he can be so effective. He's got so many options, so many weapons to come at these guys. And you can just see there's a confidence about him, is that he feels like he belongs. He knows what he's doing. He's got a plan and he can execute it.
Doesn't that make all the difference in the world, Peter? I mean, you came from unusual circumstances to the major leagues. There, I'm sure, was some wonderment in your early days at this level.
That's all there is in the early days. It's you're just trying to find yourself. You're trying to figure it out. But when it clicks, it's a fun place to be out there in the middle.
Ketel Marte, 13-game hitting streak. He is quickly behind 0-2. Well, Brian Snitker has said about Kyle Wright, the best thing that happened to him last year was going back to AAA and throwing another 130, 140 innings. And when he came to spring training this year, he acted differently, he looked differently, and the results have been much different. He is pitching now like the projected #5 overall pick in the draft that he was for the Braves a few years ago.
Yeah. And the game is so different. We see these young pitchers just come up so quickly to the big leagues, but you look at Glav and Maddox and those guys, they spent a long time in the minors. They put their time in innings-wise, and they really developed their craft.
And they had the ability to fail at this level.
Right.
That was the difference back then, too.
Yep.
Guys had a chance to come up and make 32 starts and have a 7 ERA.
Well, right. The Braves at that time weren't a competitive team. They were rebuilding for what turned out to be a promising future. As this one is into center field on a 2-strike count. So it's a 14-game hitting streak for Ketel Marte. That guy is locked in.
He loves seeing the Braves come to town. I mean, he's a hitting machine. Comes off the bench yesterday. I thought his hit streak was in jeopardy, and he comes through big in the 9th inning.
So Marte on an 0-2 count breaks up Kyle Wright's no-hit bid. Kind of leads 1-0, and Christian Walker's the batter.
Christian stayed back on a Charlie Morton curveball yesterday and hit it out. Kyle's going to know that.
Walker has been a high contact to damage ratio guy. 7 of his last 12 hits are home runs. He's hit a home run in this series. Not that time, though. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's where you got to get him out, right there. That inside sinker in. But if you get one out over the plate, he extends those arms. I mean, we saw him hit a bullet to right field off the fence.
1 ball, 1 strike. Marte a short lead at first. And that just missed high and tight. Kyle Wright is throwing strikes. 15 pitches, only 4 off the plate in his first inning today. And has a nice rhythm. And a 1-0 lead. Pitch. Yeah, he went around. Change up. And it's 2-2.
Man, hitting in this at this level, I don't know how you guys do it. It's just he comes with a 96-mile-an-hour sinker and then plays with a little 88-mile-an-hour changeup off of that. It would have been so much fun to have more than 2 pitches in this game.
Kyle ready with his 2-2 pitch, and here she comes. Swing and a miss. How about that first inning, fellas? Kyle Wright up to his old tricks, looking good in the desert. After 1, Atlanta has scored first against Madison Bumgarner. It's game 3 at Chase Field. It's brought to you by Truist. Good start after 1 inning with Paul Bird, Brian Jordan, Peter Moylan, Chip Carey with you. Atlanta scores in the first against Madison Bumgarner, and now we'll send their 7, 8, 9 hitters up in the second inning. Duvall, Heredia, and Michael Harris.
How about a multi-homer game from Duvall today? Get him nice and red hot going into Colorado, hitting that altitude.
He needs to start swinging the bat.
Braves catch a break in a way. The Rockies have a doubleheader today. They were rained out, you recall, against the Marlins the other day.
That's right.
And so they've got to make up 2. So we're going to miss German Marquez in that series. And maybe the Rockies bullpen can be depleted when we come to town.
Just thinking the same thing.
Always a big factor.
That's going to be a massive advantage for us.
But we've got our hands full with Madison Bumgarner, a man the Braves have not beaten since August of 2012. That's long enough, don't you think?
Oh, man.
We lead 1-0 on a Contreras RBI double. That just missed. Herrera came out of his crouch thinking that was strike 3. And Bumgarner wanted that one too, I think.
I'm going to hold my comments to myself.
Yeah, but this has been the problem with Duvall. He's taking too many pitches. You know, those are pitches he can handle. Just off the plate there, I thought was a strike. 2 strikes too close to take.
Whistled that one, and that's fair with 2 strikes. Adam Duvall with a rocket. Look at that ball ricochet around in the left field corner. And Duvall is aboard with a leadoff double.
Big mistake by Bumgarner, throwing that off-speed pitch up in the zone.
8th double for Duvall. That was hard hit.
Hopefully this will get him going. That ball up in the zone, breaking in. Got the hands out.
So Guillermo Heredia gets the start. No Ronald Acuna Jr. today with a quick turnaround from last night's affair. I'm assuming Ronald is okay to pinch hit if needed. We've seen that. For Heredia, a rare start. He made 5 starts last month, and he hammers the first pitch to left center field and deep. That ball caught on the track by Thomas. And Duvall unable to tag up. So Heredia followed BJ's advice. Aggressive early in the count. Hit the ball about 400 feet to left center, but he's out number 1.
It's a good sign, though. Heredia, who doesn't get a lot of at-bats, be aggressive. And you got Thomas out there in center field. That guy can fly, making it look easy. Saw Michael Harris get his first RBI last night with a bullet up the middle.
First big league RBI for the kid. Well, that was nice to see. And Michael Harris has his hands full with the legendary Madison Bumgarner. Lefty versus lefty here in the Atlanta second, with a chance to add on to the lead.
It's got to be an intimidating at bat for a left-handed hitter when he's throwing it from behind you.
It's good at bat, though.
Patience.
Yep.
Get the Aussie up there with a couple on.
Michael Harris was 8 years old when Madison Bumgarner made his major league debut. With the Giants, Bumgarner was a 19-year-old. Back in 2009, Harris was born in 2001, and here he is facing off with a man that's won 179, is that right? 129, I believe it is, major league games. Fly ball center field deep. Back to the warning track, over his head,
nice.
And up against the wall. Duvall's going to score. Michael Harris to straightaway center field. And Atlanta adds on. Youth is served here in the second inning. Braves lead it 2-zip.
I love that at bat there, being patient early. He took 3-0 strike down the middle. He was locked in. And now we're starting to see him swing the bat. Before, first coming up, just trying to put the ball in play. Now he's seen enough of these pitches coming at him. Now he stayed back really well on this ball and burrowed it up.
Got that cutter middle. Great swing. Another hit off a lefty, BJ.
Yeah.
He's coming. Second big league RBI. Now Ozzie Albies, deep short, long throw, and just in time.
Wow, that's a great throw by Hager.
Jake Hager getting the start for Perdomo at short today. Takes away a hit from Ozzie. Yeah, he loads up and threw a bullet. So no advance of the runner Harris. He's at second, 2 outs, and Dansby the hitter. Braves scoring in the first and second innings today.
Just a continuation, really, of what we've seen over the last week. Good at bats, good approach. Not trying to do too much. Great to see.
Scorched left side, and Brian, they are taking your advice.
Be aggressive. And again, this is not the same Bumgarner of the past. His velocity is down. Now you feel like you got a chance.
Because when this man pitched in the World Series, you had no chance.
Yes.
You know what Bumgarner's career World Series ERA is?
Got to be below 2.
It's got to be below 1 almost, I think.
It's below a half a run.
Wow.
0.25. So one of the game's great postseason
He
pitching
sure was. He carried
heroes.
the Giants through that series against Kansas City in 14.
And look, back then he was intimidating.
15.
I mean, that's how good he was. He was intimidating. As a hitter, you didn't want to face him.
You didn't want to face him as a pitcher either. Great hitter.
Yes.
Cue shot. That'll roll out to Bumgarner, who will make the peg to first. Michael Harris has his second big league RBI. He's got his first big league double. Atlanta, after 1.5, enjoys a 2-0 lead.
It is time.
Second, our ultra strong stats are brought to you by Charmin. You guys have talked about the changeup. Looks like there's a reason Kyle's throwing it today.
Yeah, you look at it. These guys have struggled against changeups all year. 166 average and 35% whiff rate. We've seen it the last 2 nights, and we've seen it may not be his best off-speed pitch, but Kyle's developed it so much this year that it's become a weapon for him.
He'll start the home second with David Peralta, the Arizona left fielder. Peralta with 4 hits in the series. Pavin Smith and Alec Thomas to follow. Braves 2, Diamondbacks nothing. 1-0 pitch.
It's fun to watch him make adjustments as the game goes on. I mean, he has the stuff. He's 5 different pitches. But first time through, he's throwing a lot of changeups here.
After a changeup, a curveball is bounced foul, Birdie. So what's the deal with Kyle's changeup? How did this pitch develop for him?
Well, in case you missed it, pregame first 4 years, opponents hit 333 off that pitch, and now they're hitting 103. So that's a big difference. BJ talking about different pitches. You can have a lot of pitches, but if they're not effective, it doesn't matter. I'd also like to say, guys, if you throw a good changeup, it makes that fastball better.
Just ask Tom Glavine.
There you go.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Good report, Birdie. The next from Kyle Wright is way outside.
Such a good point, Birdie. You talk about guys that have multiple pitches, but I mean, it's one thing to have it, but when you have the confidence in 4 or 5 pitches, you go out there knowing that you've got something for every hitter in that lineup.
He lost Peralta, a leadoff walk. First one of those from Kyle today. And Pavin Smith is coming up. Kyle's had a few more walks in his last 3 or 4 starts than we saw in the early going this year. We're trying to clean that up here with Pavin Smith digging in.
The difference this year with Kyle is that once he walks someone, you'd think that there was something else coming afterwards, whereas he's been able to make that adjustment so quickly this year to be get back in the count, get back in the at-bat, get back in the inning, and force action straight away rather than letting it dwindle and turn into a big inning.
We saw that straight away in spring training. Back in Northport, as this one is cued foul. A sinker, which is a good pitch to throw to Pavin Smith. This guy's got serious pop. We've seen that in this series.
Don't make that mistake fastball in on Pavin Smith. He will make you pay. But sinkers, changeups, struggles with.
Braves at double play depth for Pavin Smith, the right fielder, as that's taken low. And an even count. Braves turned 3 double plays last night. Wright would like to turn 1 here with a 2-run lead. Instead, he broke Pavin Smith's bat with a curveball. It's 1-2.
Just look at the 3 pitches of this at bat already. First pitch sinker that he fouls off. Then he goes with a changeup next pitch. Then he's coming with a curveball down and in next pitch. There's just every time through you can come with a different plan of attack against these guys, and it just makes him so much more effective that second and third time through the lineup.
That's a great point, Peter, and I love his body language. It's not just the pitches too. I mean, you look out there, he's calm, cool, collected, he's breathing, he's relaxed, and I think that's part of the development too, along with location and mechanics.
Peralta a short lead. The pitch is strike 3. There's the fastball. That's the pitch Smith wanted. Wasn't looking for it, and a surprise party from Kyle Wright. Out number 1, strikeout number 2.
Just a great sequence. Up at the top of the zone. Split the top of that zone perfectly. That's where you want to locate that pitch. Yeah, tough to get your hands on top of that one, BJ.
It is, especially when you're leaning, thinking he's going to throw away. You got no chances of hitting that pitch.
Speedy Alec Thomas, their center fielder, digs in. Braves play him to pull, and he bounces it right towards second. Ozzie will go to second. That's the lead runner, and that's the second out, forcing Peralta. 2 men are out.
Exactly my point. Walk the leadoff guy. You throw 4 pitches to get a punch out to Pavin Smith, and then first pitch contact against Alec Thomas. We've got 2 outs, a runner on first base.
So here's Hager, the 8th place hitter, playing shortstop. Look, you might see 2 offenses swinging at the first pitch for varying reasons. One for the Braves, Bumgarner stuff is not overpowering. For the Diamondbacks facing Kyle Wright, he's got 4 pitches working. You don't want to get to 2 strikes.
That's right.
Starts him off with a sinker.
Not just a sinker, but a 95-mile-an-hour sinker.
And it moved really well. I thought that was a ball away, and it came right back across the outer half of the plate.
A flinch, but called a ball. 1-1 your count.
Nice job by William there trying to steal that one. He got pretty close. You saw him flinch. Catchers have done such a good job with those pitches down in the zone, getting them. Shout out to Sal and everyone that works so hard on making sure they get those low pitches.
1-1 count. Talk with Sal about that. He said a great game behind the plate is you maybe turn 7 borderline pitches into 7 strikes.
Yep.
And if you can do that in a 3-game series, that's 21 pitches that you get. That means a bullpen appearance for one guy in a 3-game series. Add that up over the long season, you can see how important that skill is. The pitch is on the ground. Dansby's got that. He'll go the short way to second, and Kyle Wright, another shutdown inning. Looking good. A couple of strikeouts and a 2-0 lead after 2 in Phoenix.
Fans, you have until the end of the 7th inning to participate.
4-2 on Madison Bumgarner. Here is today's New Balance Fearless Approach feature of the game.
Versus fastball since May 23rd, 318 average. I think that contributes. Swinging early, being aggressive, because they're getting fastballs, first pitch for strikes, and they're taking advantage of it.
Marcel let that one go at 90 miles an hour for Bumgarner. Ozuna walked in the Atlanta first. RBIs for Contreras and Harris today.
BJ, if you step to the plate right now and you see that defense lineup,
I'm gonna keep my hands in all day.
you got to think that they're going to be pounding you inside, right? You got to think that's the plan of attack. You know he's going to throw a bunch of cutters.
But he's starting out with cutters in, and then he's going away.
Right off the end of the bat, and Ozuna's left with half of a barrel. The rest of it ended up on the turf between shortstop and third base. That bat split lengthwise and in half. And Bumgarner gets Ozuna for out number 1.
It's always been one of the fascinating things when you see the guys in the shift like they are, whether that's going to play on you mentally, thinking that, well, there's only one way they can approach me because they've left the hole. They're not going to throw me anything outside. Then all of a sudden 96 on the outside corner.
But again, you got to have an approach when you go up to the plate. And if you know that's going to happen, your focus should be up the middle the other way. And we've seen Dansby make that adjustment. They're shifting on Dansby, and he's taking advantage. Riley's taking advantage of that. Early in the year, we were not doing that. We were pulling the ball right into the shift. So it's all about having a game plan when you go up to the plate.
Little pop toward first. Walker drifts back and makes that grab at the cut of the turf. Austin Riley's soft pop fly is the second out of the inning. He's 0 for 2, and here's Contreras, who doubled home Dansby Swanson in the first.
The thing that I like about Contreras, he's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. We've seen him get a lot of 2-strike hits this year.
And they're loud. Atlanta with 4 hits already. Wiley Ballard, our stat man back in Atlanta, tells us the Braves have hit 4 of Bumgarner's cutters 95 miles an hour or harder already in this game. They have 2 runs, 4 hits. They have stranded 3. And Madison didn't like that delivery.
Yeah, he's fighting himself a bit right now. He's really trying to throw that fastball and cut fastball off the inside corner, and he's missing away a lot.
Smoke to left. Contreras has another hit. Two doubles for the Braves catcher.
Oh, he looks so comfortable at the plate. He was patient, took a couple of inside pitches. Bumgarner was forced to come back across the middle of the plate, and Contreras did not miss it.
You can tell that when guys make contact, it just sounds different. There's a couple of guys in this lineup there, it just sounds different. He's definitely one of them. The ball just flies off that bat.
And the thing about it, Contreras, is his power goes to right center,
so that's
which is amazing.
5 Braves hits against Bumgarner. Let's see if Olsen can pick up a 2-out RBI. One of the 2 has come with 2 outs for the Braves today. That's back toward us.
Make a play, Ben.
Mark Grace almost made the play over there.
Mark does the pregame and postgame shows for the Diamondbacks on their Bally Sports station. That's back off the netting foul. Great to see Gracie, who's one of the all-time Arizona hitting heroes.
Oh, he was one of my favorites when he played with the Cubs. Oh, man. What a player.
Huge hit against Mariano Rivera in the World Series. That was won by the Diamondbacks. It was 21 years ago. Can you believe that?
21 years ago. Jeez, Chip, you are old.
Yes, I am. Swing and a miss. Matt Olson chased one under his hands, and Bumgarner gives up a 2-out double and nothing else. It's 2-0 Braves in Game 3 here in Phoenix.
Download the MLB Ballpark app for
Braves. Kyle Wright looking good. He'll start his third inning with the number 9 hitter for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And as always, fans, the MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Truist Park. Buy and manage your game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. We will be home next week. A short homestand for Atlanta. We've got 6 games coming up with the Oakland A's and the Pittsburgh Pirates starting on June the 7th. Yes, indeed. We've reached June. It's June the 1st.
Wow.
And the Braves looking to pick up their 24th win of the year. Jose Herrera, the catcher, leads off. He's 1 for 3 in the series. And he's been another hot hitter. 6 for his last 12 at the plate. That's down the left field line and into the stands, where a fan from Surprise, Arizona was surprised. I mean, a routine pop-up hit him right in the hands. I mean, as easy a play as you can have, and he dropped it.
No souvenir for him.
Surprise is a lovely place of Arizona. I spent 2 years. The Royals, they've got their Royals complex out there.
Yeah, I
share it with the Rangers.
Spent 1 year out there with the Rangers.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Look at that curveball from Kyle Wright. As we've said, everything's working, Peter.
I think that was actually the slider, Chip. It's the first time we've seen that one tonight. His curveball's been around 80, 82. This one was 87 and just darted in. Look at that. 87 down and in. That's another thing to add to the list of weapons Kyle's has at the moment.
Yeah. And facing these lefties, I mean, they haven't seen that. So this is what I said earlier, how he adjusts as the game goes on. He's been so effective with, like you said, all his pitches, but he knows when to switch it up.
And Bertie and Peter, I love the fact that Kyle, for his tender MLB years of experience, he's able to make more pitches out of 1 or 2 by changing speeds, whether it's an 83 or an 87 mile-an-hour slider. He can change the speeds on his changeup, Paul. He can change the speeds on his fastball. So kind of like Roy Halladay, if he's got 6 or 7 pitches, it might be a long day for the opposing offense. 1-1 count.
Chip, absolutely great, fantastic point. I think that's when you start to get to next level veteran status, when you start mixing the speeds, the get me over curveball for strike 1, the wipeout curveball to end it. Once you start doing stuff like that, no longer do you have 4 or 5 pitches. In my opinion, you have 8 or 9 because they're completely different. That's when it gets fun. That's when it's like playing a video game.
He's given up just 1 hit, and it came on an 0-2 count. This one 1-2, and it's hit right to Dansby, who was positioned perfectly to retire Varsho. 2 outs.
I find it really interesting when guys are able to do that, just manipulate their wrist a little bit at release and have it maybe go a little bit side to side a little more, or you want to get more down action on it, then you tilt your wrist a little bit more at release. With the technology now, guys can measure that. They can measure where your hand and wrist is at release point, and you can make little adjustments based on maybe somebody else's slider or somebody else's ability to throw a curveball. You look at it, you look at the spin, you look at the way they release it, and you can copy it.
And in your era, that technology wasn't there. It wasn't available for the most part, right?
I caught analytics right at the end. 2018 was my last year, and yeah, it was I could see it coming, and I could see the advantages of it, and I know that I could have taken advantage. It's more of when you were struggling. If you were unable to find a reason why you're not able to throw your slider or your sinker, whatever it is, the technology then allows you to get measurable data.
Little chopper, that's tough play. Dansby charges, tricky hop, and barehanded it and threw it in the dugout. That's the only chance Dansby had, was with the bare hand, but the throwing error will give Rojas an extra 90 feet on the bases.
I mean, I like the effort. I mean, that is your only play, but that ball just got away from him. If he throws that perfectly first, you get him.
I don't think he had a grip of the ball. Unfortunately, trying to be too quick.
Yeah.
Had to be too quick, I should say.
So that's the second Arizona hit. It brings up Marte, who, as we said, is red hot. A 14-game hitting streak. He singled in the first inning for the Diamondbacks. Kyle Wright leads 2-0. He's had a base runner in every inning. The pitch is high. And to your point, Peter, and for you too, Brian, having those metrics and having those numbers has to be a remarkable security blanket for a player's psyche. Knowing that a little tweak here and a little tweak there rather than a full-blown overhaul is what's needed in the midst of a long season.
Those last couple pitches right there, Chip, talking about the new metrics and the overhaul and different ways of going about things. And Peter, I don't know how you feel about this, but they always say, get the ball down, get the ball down. You know, I never had a pitching coach that's like, hey, get the ball up so you can throw it past them. We just didn't focus on that area.
Yeah, between the knees was my whole target, my whole baseball career.
Way high, 3 balls, no strikes. I think that's first 3-ball count since Peralta's walk in the second inning. He's been in complete command in this game, 47 pitches. But Arizona has shown a lot of moxie with 2 outs in this series. You understand the care with which he's working with red-hot Marte, and that's ball 4 outside. He'll go after Christian Walker, who struck out in the first inning.
Yeah, that looked like a intentional but unintentional walk. He wanted no parts of Marte.
Yeah, I think once he fell behind 2-0, he was trying to be very careful there. Bring up a righty-righty matchup.
So the Braves will ponder their strategy with Christian Walker. First, a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
2 on, 2 out, 2-run Atlanta lead. We are in the home third in Phoenix. Our last visit to the Valley of the Sun in regular season play. Good try, but he missed. 1 ball, no strikes.
Kyle and William have gone to pitch com now with the runner at second base.
Outfield straight away and deep for Walker. The pitch at the knees. That was pretty even count. You think you would have liked pitch com?
It's tough for me to say. I relied so heavily on a Rossi or a Brian McCann or whoever was behind there to not drum up emotion for me, but, you know, really let me know where they wanted it and what they wanted me to throw, and you know, maybe a fist bump every now and there or a point. Look, you shouldn't need it, but sometimes I did.
I would have loved it in the outfield to know what pitch is coming.
Yeah.
You know, instinctively I know I'm going to get a jump that way, one way or the other.
I wonder, and I don't know the answer to this question, Bertie. Maybe you do. Can the outfielders wear pitch comm? Is it limited?
Yeah,
to
I think the center fielder will be able to, and the shortstop, second base.
Yeah, I knew the infielders, but if 3 can wear it, why couldn't 7 or 8 if they wanted to?
That's true. That may be coming.
1 ball, 2 strikes for Walker with 2 on, 2 out. Oh man, pretty pitch and a good take. It's 2-2. Yankee put some classic rock on, some smooth jazz, Earth, Wind, and Fire if you want while the game's going on.
It would help with positioning too, rather than have a coach have to come out and reposition you or look at a card. You could just maybe have it play in your head where you should take a couple of steps left or right.
Chip, late in my career, I would give the signals on defense behind my back, so I would have loved it.
Straw came out, belt high inside corner. Walker couldn't pull the trigger. He got the close call for ball 2, but got a close call for strike 3 on the inner half. And Kyle Wright strands 2 in the.
Having a good hair day.
Adam Duvall walking up to Alex Tossi, who said, "You're having a good hair day, Adam." That's always important, as we know. That's our T-Mobile coverage cam for the Braves and Diamondbacks here in Game 3. Adam always looks well coiffed.
Well, I hope that hair day gets him to have a wonderful day. He already started out with a double his first at bat. Let's keep it going.
Sneaky, flashy dresser too.
Really?
Oh, one of the better dressers.
Really?
Sharp. Looks sharp every day. And I can say that because I look sharp every day.
Sharp or shop?
Okay, that's the first one of the year.
1-0 pitch is bounced foul, and out of play. It's
You debate at home. Did I say sharp or shop?
Brian, what do you think?
Sharp.
Brilliant.
Wow, I'm working with 2 professional Australians today here in Phoenix. 2 balls, 2-0 Atlanta. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. That's popped back our way over the netting. Pete just handed me a book that might come in very handy for you at home. It's the Aussie Slang Dictionary.
You might have to proofread it before you read a couple of them out.
I'm thumbing through it as we speak.
Don't do it,
just
Chip.
to be
Don't
sure.
do it, Chip.
One ball, 2 strikes. Braves up a pair. Adam Duvall getting the start in right field. Well, as Mr. Bernard Shaw once said, of the English and the Americans, we're 2 people separated by a common language. Same is true for Australia. But our common language is baseball today, and the Braves enjoying it. And a sharply hit ball to short. That pops to Hager. High throw, but he makes a good play. And Duvall is out number 1.
Couple of good at-bats from Duvall already, though.
I mean, exit B low.
Love to
had
see
to be
it.
high. I mean, that ball was hit. Give credit to Hager, though. A couple of nice plays at shortstop.
Yeah, you know how that ball was hit, Brian? Shopley. Here's Heredia. He flat out to center. And he's 0 for 1. Again, Heredia's not gotten a lot of playing time. He's been a defensive replacement quite a bit. He's had a chance to hit here and there. After just 5 starts in May, he gets the start with Ronald Acuna Jr. out of the lineup. Day game after the late evening game.
I really like that. I like that. Why not? You don't get to play a whole lot. You took your chance in your first at bat and hit a line drive to left center.
Smoke towards center again. Bad route by Thomas. Heredia's on his way to second. Boy, did he need that.
Did he hit a wiffle ball right there?
That's twice he's hit the ball to left center field, and it's tailed back to the right side.
I mean, I've never seen a ball tail that much, though. That was like a wiffle ball. I mean, Thomas breaks to his right, and that ball just completely turns left.
He must have hit that off the end of the bat.
No, that was solid.
Like
that was
Chip.
solid. Look at that ball.
But I'm just thinking of the spin off the bat, right?
There's no
Like-
wind in here.
Like a cue shot. Maybe we can slow that down and see exactly where the ball was struck, but it's a 2-base hit and a chance for Michael Harris to drive home his 3rd run of this series. Kid's back up over 200 at the plate with an RBI double today, hitting .214. Let's add on. That was one of Brian's keys. The pitch.
Guillermo said, I want to play in Colorado as well.
That's right. Get me in, coach.
Sure, you saw what he was able to do for us last year. Just every time he came in, he seemed like he did something unbelievable.
But you're seeing, as you guys mentioned, it's what, game 4 of his major league career already. Instead of 0-2 in the blink of an eye in every at bat, he's working himself into some counts where he's seeing some pitches.
He's starting to relax a little bit. He's starting to stay back also.
There's an example.
Yep. And this is what he's been doing down in Double-A. I mean, he has been on fire. Just stand back, driving the ball to all fields.
You don't have a 31 game on base streak if you're not able to work some counts.
Right.
So Bumgarner ponders a big pitch in the game with the number 9 hitter Michael Harris, who's ahead 3-1. The pitch, and he takes ball 4. So Harris is on base twice today. So the inning starts with a ground out, then Heredia's up. Let's look and see if we can figure out if this was truly a cue ball shot, because it seemed to have all kinds of crazy spin.
So it starts out, and look at that right turn in the. We're talking. What was the exit velocity? I'd like to look that up if we can before I talk.
Look at Thomas's face, man. He's like, what kind of ball was that?
I've not seen a ball do that. I've seen a ball knuckle, and I've seen a ball down the lines hit maybe a right-hander down the right field line or a left-hander down the left field line. That amount of tail based on the spin. But when you're hitting the ball middle and you're squaring up like that, what causes it to jump right?
Well, again, this is the first time I've seen a ball like that, and I played outfield all my career. Break that much. That was like a curve ball.
107 off the bat. So it wasn't off the end unless he's.
No, he barreled that ball up. And to see that ball tail that much, hey, we talk about the deadened balls. That was like a wiffle ball out there.
Looks like someone has a remote control to it.
Well, a great chance for Ozzie Albies. 2 on, 1 out. And Bumgarner missed and thought that was good enough. He glares in at Alex Tossi. We know Bumgarner is not afraid to voice his displeasure with a home plate umpire. That's happened earlier this year.
This would be a good time for an Ozzie home run. It's been a long time.
"34 games for Albies since his last homer. All 6 of them came in April. All 6 of them came with him hitting in the leadoff spot. Not leadoff homers, but batting first overall in the game. He's batting first against Bumgarner today.
You say this almost on an every night basis when you see the difference between when the bottom of the order can get on base and be on base for that top of the order. It just changes everything. You can see Madison trying to go through a pitch sequence to try and figure a way out of this inning.
Green light, 3-0, and he pops it up. So Thomas in center is going to handle that can of corn. Runners at first and second, 2 away.
Took a shot, Beach.
Yeah, I mean, he's a power hitter. We've seen it. You can't fault him there.
Shortstop, Dansby Swanson.
Got a pitch to hit.
That's the one where you just go back to the dugout kicking yourself, because that was the pitch to do it.
So Bumgarner gets a big second out. Dansby Swanson, the hitter. He rifled a single in the first inning and hit a comebacker in the second. Know how good Dansby is with 2 outs. Let's see if he can add to the Braves total. Right there, a strike.
He finds a gap here. I want to watch Michael Harris run. He can fly.
This one hit down the right field line, and that'll bounce on the warning track. Foul.
Look at where the foul ball is, though, BJ. Look at what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Even yesterday, the foul ball's off to the right side. Has a plan and it's executed so well over the last 2 weeks.
No balls, 2 strikes. Bumgarner's pitch. He went around, and Madison gets out of a big jam. A pop-up and a strikeout after a double and a walk. And we head to the home 4th. It's still Kyle Wright and the Braves enjoying a 2-0 lead. As we head to the home 4th inning, if you've thought about becoming a Braves A-list season ticket member, but you're not sure what location is best for you, well, the Fielder's Choice Ticket Plan offers the ability to have a Braves ticket bank that you can redeem for any number of tickets to any game of your choosing. You'll also get 20% off gate prices. Learn more and see all of your options at braves.com/fielderschoice. Peralta whacks the first pitch toward right center field, and that's going to bounce off the wall. Peralta on his way to second with a leadoff double. He's got 9 two-base hits, and the Diamondbacks have their 3rd hit of the game.
Peralta went up there looking for that curveball, I think, and just got what he was looking for, took a shot.
Yeah, that's guessing right. And that's watching the game, too.
So Pavin Smith, the hitter, he was struck out his first time up. Kyle Wright threw every pitch in his arsenal to Smith, who took the fastball for strike 3. Braves have out hit him 6-3 so far today as Smith whacks that one out of play. Foul. Steve Reich 1.
Again, Arizona's come out very aggressive in this inning.
Yeah.
They don't want to let Kyle get ahead, get to 2 strikes and come with.
This is a scrappy young team.
A 1 count. That one is bounced towards short. Dansby's going to go to third, and that's easy pickings. Peralta, a base running mistake. Heads up play by Swanson. They get the lead runner. Peralta's erased. Smith at first now with 1 out.
Wow, you talk about great instincts as an infielder. Dansby did not hesitate at all. Perfect throw.
That's a pitcher running there, guys. That's former pitcher on the base paths. You've got to see that ball to the right side before you break.
That's just being overly aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, you want to make it happen. And then you got to go in that dugout and hear the coach tell you, what are you doing?
Alec Thomas digs in and takes a strike.
Did coaches say, obviously at this level, he knows that that was a mistake. Do you think that the coach would come up and say, you obviously know what you're supposed to do there?
No. You would go in the dugout and the coach would just look at you and you know he don't have to say anything. You knew you screwed up.
A 1 count to Alec, whose dad was the strength and conditioning coach for the White Sox for a long time. So this young man out of Chicago, Illinois, grew up in a big league locker room, knows all about it, and is a very highly thought of prospect. Hasn't had a whole lot of hitting luck in this series, but he's shown a strong arm and good instincts in center field. That's back our way and overhead.
Well, he got a big hit yesterday in the 9th inning off of Jansen to get that inning started.
Love what Kenley said after the game last night. Look, disappointing game, disappointing series. Put your head down and keep grinding. It's a new month, a new day. And so far, so good for Atlanta in game 3. Leading 2-0 with Wright on the mound. And collarbone high, missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
There's not a lot else you can do at this point, Chip. And there's multiple teams around the league that have had a disappointing start to their season based on expectations. But all you can do is just show up every day and continue to do what you know got you here and what made you successful.
Strike three. That changeup of beauty. It froze Alec Thomas. Kyle Wright with 5 strikeouts and 2 are out.
Beautiful changeup here. Just looked like a front hip Greg Maddux style two-seamer, but it was a changeup. Absolutely beautiful. And great job by Williams to frame that up perfectly.
Well, your point, Peter's well taken. There are still 111 games left in the season. We are just past the 1/3 mark. As Wright goes to work. Are the Braves happy at being 10.5 games out of first place? No, they're not. Are they happy about being 4 under? No, they're not. But they're still in this stretch of 17 more games against sub-500 teams. This is a part of the schedule where the Braves want to, need to, and hope to capitalize, as that wild pitch will chase Pavin Smith to second base with 2 outs.
There's a lot of
6-6 in this run, Peter.
A lot of good teams that are sub-500 right now too. As you see, Kyle, I think one just got away here. Yep. Pulled that one. I know guys don't want to keep hearing, or you don't want to keep. We did it last year. We did it last year. You look at the Nationals, but
different year, man.
Different year. Understand that. Yep, for sure.
And a different team leading the division. The Mets, who won again today. That's swung on and missed by Jake Hager. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Not just did they win, another shutout.
But we've got 15 left with New York.
Frenchie says that all the time. As long as you're behind by the amount of games you have left to play, you're always a chance.
1-2 count for Hager. The pitch off the end of the bat, foul. And so you've got this series with Arizona, which hasn't gone the way we hoped. You've got the Rockies, who are getting no hit in game 1 of a doubleheader today. Next for 4 at Coors Field. You come home with Oakland and Pittsburgh. Then you go to Washington and face the Cubs. That's what's up next for the Braves, getting into the middle of this month of June. They lead today 2-0.
But you're facing those scary teams. You know, you look at the record, but those guys are the young teams that, you know, are playing for pride, have nothing to lose. You know, the Pirates, they beat the Dodgers a couple of games in the last couple of days. I mean, you can't take these guys for granted, these teams for granted.
Right up to 66 pitches now as he works in the 4th inning. 2-2 count. The pitch way outside. Contreras riding a bucking Bronco all of a sudden here in the 4th inning.
The other thing to think about is the pieces that we're going to get back in a couple of weeks. You think about a Tyler Matzik or a Kirby Yates or a Mike Soroka even towards the end of the year, and the adjustments that those additions can make to shoring up that bullpen, shoring up the 4th and 5th spot. Saw what kind of impact the moves at the deadline made last year.
3-2 count. And he lost Hager. Wright didn't like that. Overcooked a changeup. And a long inning gets longer as Herrera's coming up.
He's just got a little quick on the last 2 pitches. Not allowing the arm time to catch up. But again, this is the difference between Kyle. He steps off, takes a couple of deep breaths. Refocuses and gets right back in there.
Herrera struck out in his lone at bat. That came in the Diamondbacks' 3rd inning. Kyle has struck out 5. He's walked 3. He's given up 3 hits. On the ground, foul at first. Strike 1 for Jose Herrera. Arizona doing good work without their #1 catcher, Carson Kelly, who's out with a strained oblique. So Herrera and Dalton Varsho, their catching tandem. The 0-1 pitch. Here it is. Way high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Birdie, almost looks like Kyle's trying to will himself through this inning.
Yeah, he's trying to get everybody out on 1 pitch right there. This is where we talked about the body language, showing up when there's guys on base, showing that you're different from last year, making your pitches. He's done that for the most part throughout the year. Can he finish here, guys?
Let's find out. Here's a good way to start that possibility. A strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes count.
I like that. Nice and easy. You were talking earlier about taking speed off the breaking ball. There was one right there. Everyone doesn't have to be dynamite with incredible spin rate. Nice and easy.
Looks like he's having problems commanding that fastball. Still has good command of that curveball.
Two on, 2 outs, 2 strikes. And on the ground, tricky spin. Ozzie sticks with that and throws to first. Man, the ball is spinning like a top in all kinds of crazy directions. And look at Ozzie's reaction out at second. That was not an easy play. Arizona subdued in the 4th. We go to the 5th. 2-0 Braves. To the 5th we go. 2-0 Braves versus Madison Bumgarner, a man who, well, let's just say you don't want to make mad. That's something Dan Bellino did earlier this year during a routine check for sticky substances. Bellino just kept looking at Madison Bumgarner, checking. Bumgarner said, take your bleeping time, and Bellino threw him out of the game, and then let's just say the confrontation got more and more heated.
It's just uncalled for as well. I thought that this could happen when they implemented the rule where the umpires are going to check. He had a little bit to say to the home plate umpire, and then Dan Bellino took it upon himself to creepy stare at his eyes for too long. I mean, he's a fiery guy as it is, and you're staring directly in his eyes when you're supposed to be looking at what's on his fingers. That's going to instigate already. He's already fuming based on what he did through the inning, and you're just going to make it worse. That's not your job. Again, it's completely uncalled for, and it's a frustrating part of the game because we can't say anything. We can't. You saw what Madison did. That's all he can do.
Well, if you recall, I believe Bumgarner wasn't suspended.
No.
Bellino was given some discipline,
yes.
And I credit the umpire for this. And look, the umpires are in a tough spot. I don't think they want to check for the cheating and the sticky substances any more than we want to see it in the game.
Well,
but Bellino said, quote, I was told to umpire every game as if my kids were sitting in the front row. I fell short of those expectations this week. I take full accountability, and I will learn from the incident, and I apologize. Good for him.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's okay to make mistakes.
As well as he should apologize, because, I mean, you're really testing the guy's manhood when you're going to sit there and stare at him. And you look at every check today. They barely touch your hand and just let you walk off. But to sit there and hold his hand and try to stare him down, I mean, that's a challenge right there.
But it goes further than that, because all of a sudden you're looking at potentially, I can't remember what the inning was, but if that's the second inning and then you've got to go to the bullpen early because he's been tossed out of a game, now you've got to cover 8 innings at the bullpen because of a bad decision by an umpire.
And it was early. First inning, yeah.
First inning. So now you've got to cover that whole game. You've got to use your whole bullpen. That could also mess with somebody that's out there that might be the last guy on the team that has to get sent out now because of that decision. So it steamrolls based on one guy's decision to take it a little bit too far.
And guys, Bumgarner said to the umpire, if you want to play little piggy, you can go down to AAA. But, you know, pretty good little one-liner, but got him tossed. I thought you had to mix in some main word.
It's not the main word, Paul. As you know, it's the pronoun. It's
but
the
you can't say little piggies either, which I didn't know that in baseball.
But I go back to what I said before. It puts the umpires in a real tough spot, right? First, the 3-2 pitch, as that one is cut on a miss. Like enforcing staying in the batter's box or throwing a pitch within 20 seconds. Enforcing this stuff, it shouldn't be this difficult. But I say what I said. If guys don't cheat, the umpires don't have to check.
Sure. My point is, though, the rule's been implemented, and there's been hundreds of examples of people checking hands without an incident.
I agree.
And then all of a sudden, he took it too far. That's my only point.
I blame the pitchers.
Of course you do.
BJ,
Way to
come
go,
on now.
BJ, fair and balanced. I like it. As Austin Riley stands in. Austin's 0 for 2. This one popped up. Nearly a rafter scraper. As a sliding try in right field. Great effort by Pavin Smith, who couldn't come up with it and slammed into the signage down the right field line.
He's going to be sore tonight.
Yeah.
You can see the jolt of that neck. Great effort here, though. And I like that. Trying to get your pitcher out of the inning there. Laying it on the line. You don't see that a lot anymore.
Chip, I thought you made a really good point about consistency. It is hard in this game. Back to the sticky stuff. Some hitters didn't mind if hitters used it because they wanted the pitchers to get a good grip on the ball so they didn't get hit. Other people are saying, no, you can't do that. What exactly is cheating? Some people have different definitions of that. Of like, can you give a sign from second base if the catcher's giving away location early? That's not cheating. That's just part of the game. No, that's cheating. So I'm going to knock you off the plate if I'm a pitcher and you do that. It just starts to go on down the line. And it's a very fun, interesting game, and not everybody's going to feel the same way.
Paul, did you say hitters like when pitchers use that sticky stuff?
Yes. I know some of them did because they didn't want the ball to slide out of a pitcher's hand and they get hit in the head. Our former first baseman, Freddie Freeman, was one of them.
On the ground, the third. Rojas grabs that, and his throw is a strike. 2 quick outs. Well, I find it interesting that if nothing else, baseball is trying to standardize what pitchers can or can't use. There are 2 rosin bags, generally speaking, behind the mound. The regular dry rosin and one that's not, shall we say, as dry. And each team is responsible for providing that grip enhancement. And from what I've heard from the pitchers, it does a really good job. It gives them some sense of tackiness on the ball as opposed to the spider tack stuff, which you needed to pry the ball off your fingers with a crowbar.
Why is the dry one out there?
Because when you mix it with sweat, you can generate some little bit of tacky with the dry one as well.
Really?
Yeah, as long as you can sweat in places like
But
Arizona.
the other one is already kind of wet.
I haven't experienced the other one. I've only experienced ever the drier one.
Okay.
1-0 pitch for Contreras has had a good day. In the minor leagues at AA, for example, they're using the baseballs that have 2 different types of pre-tack substances applied to them in addition to the mud to darken and take the gloss off the balls. That has been received well. Maybe that's something that will be heading to the big leagues in years to come. But I think the bottom line is everybody wants to be playing on the same level playing field. Right?
Yeah.
If it's available for their guys, it ought to be available to ours, but the same thing should be available to everybody. Or nothing, if that's the route baseball wants to go, Bertie, right?
No, you got it. Chip, I got a question for you. Can you know, you're not obviously allowed to put suntan lotion on the back of your neck. Because if you do that, you get a little extra tack.
Yep.
Can you put lotion on the back of your neck? You start to go down the line like that, and you say, okay, what exactly can and can't you do? And it just starts to get a little bit crazy.
Right.
And you know, I think the bottom line is you're right. Everybody should be able to grip the baseball, have an equal fair advantage.
Well, if Adam Duvall was a pitcher with his great hair, what if he runs his fingers through his hair and has hair product on?
Oh yeah, you got to put mousse in that bad boy before the start of the game.
Or if they have the pre-tacked baseballs, what if that accumulates on your hands? Is that too sticky?
Well, and you talk about consistency. I would love to see a consistent baseball.
Smoked again. It's a 3-hit day for Contreras. 2 doubles and a single. It's rare to say, but this is one Braves hitter that's going to be dragged kicking and screaming to Coors Field.
Speaking of consistency with the balls, you might want to check that one for a flat spot. He has just annihilated the baseball today.
And with 2 strikes, every hit basically off of 2 strikes.
It's such a simple stance. He's so quiet, keeps his hands up, feet together, and just coils and unloads.
Well, he changed everything in the offseason because he used to crouch down a little bit last year. Now he's just standing straight up, and it just makes him relax a little bit.
Get through.
Squibber hit to the right side, and a nice play by Hager to take care of Matt Olson and the Braves in the 5th inning. Good ball game. Wright and Bumgarner, the Braves right-hander, leads it 2-0.
Fans in, it's time for Fry's hitting.
Hot hitting Arizona team, fellas, through 4 innings, no runs, 3 hits. His good work is our Zaxby's indescribably good play.
Yeah, he's been really good with that changeup, which has been a theme against these Diamondback hitters for the last couple of days, and working the top of the zone with the fastball when he needs to, and he drops that curveball in when he has to also. He's got 3 pitches working. He's been a little bit erratic with the fastball last inning, but he's going to lock it back in right here and get us through this inning nicely. Check out the strikeouts there, BJ.
Yeah.
2 on the curveball, 2 on the 4-seam, 1 on the sinker. Look at that.
You guys buyers of the second time, third time through the lineup hex that is somewhat of an epidemic in Major League Baseball now, or is Kyle Wright's repertoire strong enough today that that shouldn't be a problem?
That was going to be my answer.
Yeah.
If you go into a team, if you're coming into a team or a lineup, you've got 2 or 3 pitches and you have to exert most of them a couple of times through, then you've got nothing else to surprise them with that 3rd time through. I think with Kyle and Max and Charlie, when he's locked in, they have the ability to change course midway through a game and have hitters set up based on the way they throw the first 2 times through. They can completely change it and come a different way.
On the ground foul. BJ, do you miss the 3rd time, 4th time matchup with a starting pitcher in a big league game? And did you feel like you had a big advantage if that pitcher was on?
No, I didn't. I mean, 3rd time around, it was like the 1st time around. I mean, we good enough pitchers that could locate their balls. I mean, it's a different game today because guys are throwing so hard. Where nowadays it was about hitting your spots, and that's how pitchers were getting you out, changing speeds. But like you said, Peter, if you're a 2-pitch guy, yeah, I would think it would be easy the 3rd time around. But if those guys locate well, it doesn't matter. And that's the hardest part as a pitcher, right? Locate.
This one almost scraped the roof. Ozzie Albies calls everybody off and makes the shoulder high catch. Varsho is out number 1 for the Diamondbacks.
And just the knowledge as a hitter, knowing that he has other weapons, even if he hasn't thrown them in the first 2 at-bats, you know in the back of your mind that he can go to him at any point. So you've got to make the decision, is he going to attack me the same way as the first 2 at-bats, or is he going to completely change? And that's where hitting it becomes so difficult for me, is that you've got to go up almost reacting to every single pitch rather than trying to go with a plan. But I know guys come up with plans and approaches now, and you know, there's tendencies from the other starting pitchers as to what count and what pitches they throw in certain counts as well. So I know guys are going up there with that information, which is a lot different than back when, you know, we were coming through, Beach.
Well, it truly is 3-dimensional chess, isn't it? When you factor in all those variables you mentioned.
Yeah, I talked about there being a chess match, and I do like that analogy, but I also, there is the human element. You're not just moving chess pieces, you're playing with human beings.
And so a game plan that you might formulate, thinking what your stuff is going to be, that can go out the window, as you know, with 1 pitch or, Brian, 1 swing of the bat.
Yep.
Wright's plan has been letter perfect today for the Braves, who lead 2-0. Josh Rojas, with 1 out, nobody on, has an infield hit in his 2 trips today. This guy's a nice looking player, 3rd baseman, left-hand hitter, and the pitch is high. It's ball 4 in front of Ketel Marte. So that's 4 walks for Wright. That's really the only blemish for him. And Marte is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk as he strides to the box. Here's a quick message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
How about 2 for the price of 1 here? Double play would be nice. The pitch is up and away. And right now pushing toward the mid-80s with his pitch count. No drop off in stuff. 5 strikeouts, 4 walks. I've had him pile up a few more pitches than he would like. And now Contreras might want to visit. Ball 2.
You can see with the runner on first, Kyle's just trying to be a little bit too quick. I said it earlier in the game. It just looks like his arm's getting caught behind him a little bit. He's not able to get it through. The timing's a little bit off, and he's missing with that fastball up. I like this visit.
On a visit like this, normally, what is the catcher telling you?
It's just a breather. Like it's because as much time as you want to spend off the back of the mound and then regrouping, when the other guys come in, it gives you a chance to take a little bit more time, refocus, get back on the hill, try and find your mechanical adjustment.
And guys, Dansby Swanson always tells the pitcher, get me the ball. I love that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you with this terrific Atlanta infield defense? 2 balls, no strikes. And that's laced out of play. Did anybody, Peter, ever come to the mound and say candlesticks would be nice?
No, I've had some interesting visits, but
not that one.
Not that one. No, there's been discussions about nothing to do with baseball, which normally get me right where I need to be.
2-1 pitch, missed inside. What's the weirdest conversation you had that's relatable to the audience?
It's usually dinner. Plans for post game a lot of the time. Just trying to get me to focus on something else.
Where you going to eat tonight?
Yeah.
Wow. That'd get you through the inning.
It would get you through most innings if you had the incentive of some food afterwards.
3 balls and a strike from Marte. Runner at first. The pitch. And that's a strike. Marte was on his way to first.
You know what's been interesting is that there's been some complaints on both sides, but based on what we can see, everything that he's called has been pretty much a strike. And I know that's a lot of movement there and wasn't received the best way because of the location, but it's not a hit your spot zone, it's a strike zone. If it crosses the strike zone, it should be a strike.
3-2. And that one is high. Ball 4, 2 on, 1 out. So the Braves have some pondering to do. Nobody up and throwing yet in the bullpen, right at 88 pitches. And a very dangerous part of this lineup with Walker coming up. Back-to-back walks, 5 in the game. And Walker has struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. That's last strikeout in the 3rd inning came with 2 runners aboard. There have been a lot of missed scoring opportunities by both of these clubs. 13 runners left on base combined today. 2 here for Arizona. And a good start to the sequence. Try to get the double play ball, sinker.
Yeah, he's attacked Walker with that sinker a couple of times. He threw a changeup after it last time. Hopefully he can throw a couple other good ones here. Perfect location there to get that ground ball to Dansby.
No balls, 1 strike. Good curveball. Now he's got him at his mercy. It's 0-2.
Great pitch. I don't think Walker was expecting an off-speed pitch there. Looking for that sinker once again. Goes with the curveball. Now Walker's, he's guessing here.
Two on, 2 strikes for Christian Walker.
Tried to go that changeup.
Yeah, just missed.
Decision. This is what makes it fun too. You decide right now. You have to. Do I want to punch this guy out? Do I want to try and go for the strikeout, or do I try and want to get him to hit the ball on the ground? That was my MO. I would go out there and I'd always be trying to get that ground ball.
The 1-2 is fouled to the screen. Jesse Chavez is up in the Braves bullpen. We're in the 5th inning. It's a 2-0 game. On the ground, Riley scoops it up. Second one. Ozzie the turn. He got the twin killing.
Beautiful.
2 years ago, that's a big inning. This year, that's 2 big outs for Kyle Wright. A double play gets him through the 5th with a 2-0 lead.
Safety team. Always wear your seatbelt. And by Synovus, the bank that helps you get there.
The Legends race here in Phoenix. Madison Bumgarner facing Kyle Wright. Madison Bumgarner has not lost to the Braves in 10 years. He's losing today 2-0. He's given up 7 hits. Adam Duvall will get things started for the Braves. As we said, the Braves have left 7 men on base. 5 of them in scoring position. So Bumgarner's been in a lot of trouble, but he's wiggled out of further damage. Let's see if Atlanta can change that here. Duvall has doubled, scored, and grounded out.
This is where I love the fact that we have a DH in the National League now, because this is the time where you'd see 2 guys up in the bullpen, and it'll be a, if we pinch hit for him, you got to come in. So you're always having to be warming up just in case we get to the pitcher spot from about the 5th inning. I think it's going to alleviate a lot of the up downs, the unnecessary up downs for relievers out there.
Yeah, at first I didn't like it. DH in the National League, because you're so used to the strategy of the game of baseball. But for the sake of injuries.
That ball is smoked down the left field line and foul off the bullpen fence of the Diamondbacks. Sorry, BJ.
That's okay. For the sake of the injuries to pitchers, you know, Max Fried, yeah, he can hit, and we love watching him hit. But early in the season last year, where he pulls his hamstring trying to run the bases, and we lose our number 1, number 2 pitcher for a period of time. That's the part that I started not liking, and I was like, man, now I understand why the DH should be brought in the game.
And there's still strategy. It's just a different strategy.
Yeah.
And it's really, how long do you leave your starter in?
One of my favorite teammates of all time, Chin-Min Wong, hurt himself when he had to come over and run the bases for the Yankees.
That ball is smashed to third, and Rojas to his left makes a good play. 1 out. Jason Stark is a great baseball writer, and he suggested a, shall we say, hybridization of the new rules in baseball that would maybe make both sides either happy or unhappy, the traditionalists and the pro DH folks, in a quest to incentivize keeping starters in the game. If you have the DH, you keep your DH until your starter comes out of the game.
Yeah.
Right? He calls it the double hook. If you take your starter out, you lose your DH. What do you think of that?
I love that idea. Yeah, I think it incentivizes guys to leave guys in, but at the same time, you're not locked in. But what I don't understand is I feel like the DH now should become just like any other position. You should be able to move guys in and around at that position. I'm not.
Why, if you take your DH out of the game, you lose it. You don't understand why that rule is still in place.
I'm saying even if you want to move, say you want to move Riley to the DH spot from third base.
Ah, I see. What I like about the double hook idea is, again, possibly increasing starters staying in the game and learning how to pitch, not throw. But secondly, for those who love a National League game, you really have to think about the composition of your bench, because at some point that starter is going to come out in the 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th inning, and you've got to have a guy ready to step in. And how you manage those extra players who almost never play in a fully DH'd game, a la Guillermo Heredia, who's making only his 6th start in over a month.
And also you can look at with Contreras. With Contreras, we used him as a DH. Now what happens if our catcher gets hurt during the game? We'd possibly lose that DH for the rest of that game, it's a weird situation to be in, you know. But if you're Snit, you got to take that chance because Contreras is swinging so well.
6th strikeout for Bumgarner. That takes care of Heredia, who's 1 for 3, and Michael Harris is up. He's been on base twice. Michael Harris had a terrific series here against the Diamondbacks. This is what he did in the 2nd.
Yeah, this ball was smoked to center field. Would have been a home at Truist Park, but not here in this big old park. Look at the overlay. Yes, it would have been gone. He would have had his first home run in Truist Park. But man, he is starting to see the ball and stay back and drive it.
I really think that at bat against the left-handed pitcher the other night got him locked in.
You said that. Facing a lefty, is it going to keep his front side in? And it surely did.
Maybe facing a lefty like Bumgarner is going to really help him get going against all pitchers. I would assume, Brian, keeping that shoulder in is a good habit against lefties or righties.
Yeah, but Bumgarner is a different type of pitcher because that long arm stays back. It's really tough on lefties. I would be really impressed if he continues to drive the ball off of this guy.
Little squibber hit toward short. Harris can fly. Glove, grab, gone, and got him. Walker held on. And Harris is out number 3 in the top of the 6th inning. Kyle Wright and company back to work with a 2-0 lead. No challenge. Bang, bang play. Speed never slumps, and Harris isn't slumping for Atlanta. The Braves here in Game 3 of this series. Hope you'll slide into summer with us on our next homestand. Braves will take on the rebuilding Oakland A's and former Brave Mark Kotsay, their new manager. Then the Pittsburgh Pirates are in town for a 4-game set as well. Get all your tickets as summer is underway. For the World Champions at Truist Park, go to Braves.com/tickets. Big inning for Kyle Wright. Let's see if he can get through 6. He's got a 2-0 lead. He's thrown a 3-hit shutout. The only blemish, 5 walks, but a double play bailed him out last inning.
Important first out here.
Driven toward left. Heredia retreats and shy of the track puts that away. That note that you saw on the bottom of your screen, I think, is an important one. We talked about it early in the game. This series started with Spencer Strider throwing his changeup a lot. Charlie Morton threw a changeup a lot. Kyle Wright, reading the scouting report, knowing the tendencies of the Diamondbacks, has thrown it a lot. And all 3 of those men, I thought, pitched very good baseball in this set.
Yeah, it's been a strength over the last couple of times around. Max Fried's found himself. Ian Anderson started to find himself. With Spencer Strider throwing so well in that 5th spot and showing us that he can throw 3 pitches effectively too, not just having it as something to put in somebody's head. He's actually able to use it.
On the ground, right to Ozzie. Look at that ball take a funny hop. Oh, we've seen some funny spins off the bat in this game and in this series. But 2 quick outs for Kyle Wright.
Great job by staying down on that ball. Like you said, we've seen some weird spins, and that ball was burrowed up by Pavin Smith. That's a quick 2 outs, though.
Like you said, Beej, we got to finish it here, though.
Got to finish it.
Alec Thomas, their center fielder, bats with 2 outs. Thomas has reached base once on a force play, and he has struck out looking.
Got him last time on that changeup with 2 strikes.
On the ground, 1 man there, Dansby Swanson and Kyle Wright. Yeah, Dansby says get him to hit it to me. He did just that. And Wright is through 6 innings with a 3-hit shutout. Yeah, Lauren, we hope they play, I don't know, 26, 27 innings today. Because the Braves are coming to town for 4. And Kyle Wright, if that was his last inning, fellas, that was a very impressive sixth. 1, 2, 3, keeps momentum in the Braves dugout. He's outdueled Madison Bumgarner here in Game 3 and leads it 2-zip.
Yeah, he certainly had to fight it in the middle innings there. Got off to a great start. 5 walks on the day, which he's going to obviously look at and want to improve on. But as you said, 6 shutout innings, 3 hits. A quality start for Kyle, and he just continues to show the improvements that he's made not only last year but into this year as well.
And once again, the Braves are barreling the baseball. They have 8 hits with an exit velocity over 100 miles an hour today. If you keep track of such things, Ozzie Albies would like to add to that total as he faces Noe Ramirez, who has not given up an earned run on his home mound yet. 15 home games, a 0 ERA.
Yeah, he's funky. He's got that low 3/4 delivery, fastball, slider, changeup.
That's out of play, off to our left.
But this is the part of the game where the Braves have to start adding on runs. The 7th and beyond. Struggled last night, and Arizona came back and got us.
Yeah, that's a note that the Braves PR staff gave us in the team provided press notes. Braves have been outscored by 23 runs in the last 3 innings of games this year. And historically, that's been one of the strengths of this Braves ball club. So maybe they can turn that around as that's taken high. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Ozzie Albies.
This would be a great time for a check swing down the left field line there for a double. That whole left side is wide open.
One-two pitch. Took a shot that way, but fouls it off to stay alive. To your point, Brian, about the Braves hoping for, needing more runs in these late innings, it's just surprising to me that so few players, not just for the Braves, but around the major leagues, if you bunt that ball with any firmness at all, it's a free hit.
Yeah, it starts a rally.
We saw Varsho do that
last
night. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As this one is served to the left side. Ozzie flying down the line. He'll have an infield hit the hard way. A swinging bunt, if you will. And Ozzie Albies gets the 7th inning started successfully and now has a 4-game hitting streak.
That's just as good as just bunting the ball down there. Swinging bunt. With his speed, that's a base hit all the way. And that's getting the inning started. This is the momentum that I'm talking about late in the game that you must have to add on runs.
Boy, Ozzie could sniff that one out for the minute it touched the base. He put his head down and absolutely mowed it down the first baseline.
So we got him on. Now let's move him over and move him in. Dansby Swanson has a hit and a run scored. Braves scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and that's been enough. That's how good Kyle Wright has been today. Breaking ball popped to the right side. Walker gives chase over near the dugout railing. And first baseman have to be careful over there. Remember years ago we saw Freddie Freeman try to make a play and went leaning in and went head over heels into that fan well past the dugout.
You know, I just love the fact that all these stadiums have the net now. I know a lot of people argued about that, but man, you've seen so many people get hurt with line drives into the stands.
No balls and a strike for Dansby. Look, when that took place, it was new and everybody was worried about and upset about, well, we won't catch foul balls. And I get that. That's part of it. But now it's something you don't even think about and you almost don't even see it.
Right.
That's how good a job Major League Baseball has done with the netting to protect the fans and the broadcasters alike, which is really important at our ages. No balls and a strike. Again to first. Again, Herrera's a real good catch and throw catcher. Only JT Realmuto has a better pop time than the young man behind the plate for the Diamondbacks. And Ozzie is the lone Brave that's really had tough luck stealing bases. He's been caught 5 times. Let's see if the Braves try to force the issue here. Not with that pitch, and it's out of play to the right side.
2 off-speed pitches to start off this at bat. First pitch slider. Dansby's going to want that one back. Fouled it off. Went with the changeup there. You can see him just trying to fight that ball off and hit it through the gap between first and second. Got a battle here. Something we've done really well over the last couple of weeks.
Very much so, especially this guy, Dansby. He's reached base now in 15 straight games. Ramirez ready with his 0-2 pitch. And downstairs. The quality of the at-bats is noticeable. And then look, we don't know what the outcome of this at-bat's going to be. Dansby might get a hit, he might strike out. But for a 10-11 game stretch in April, once he and several other Braves hitters got to 2 strikes, the at-bat was over. Yeah. That's not the case now. There's a lot more fight. And obviously a lot more success.
Yeah, and that's the good part about it. It's something that Kevin Sycer has stressed to these guys. You know, 2 strikes, you've really got to grind. And if we continue to put our hands in and go the other way, good things are going to happen, and we've seen the results.
Dansby checked his swing but was rung up. That's the second time that's happened. As Ramirez with a fastball retires the Braves shortstop for out number 1. Here's Ozuna.
Designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna.
Marcell walked, grounded out, and struck out today. He's trying to keep his modest hitting streak alive.
Hopefully Ramirez throws the same slider that he threw to Dansby. Trying to get ahead.
Ozzie leads. Big hole right side and back to first. As Brian told you, the Mets won today. Cardinals beat the Padres 5-2. The Marlins over Colorado 14-0 in game 1 of a 9-inning doubleheader today at Coors Field. Here it's 2-0 Braves. We've out hit the Diamondbacks 8-3. The pitch. There was the slider, Peter, but too far off the plate. Or a curveball, I beg your pardon. Either way, it had a wrinkle in it. You get the point. 1 ball, no strikes.
I wonder what they would call my pitch right now if it was, because I feel like they call, when you have the data, they base it on spin, not so much what the pitch does movement wise.
The pitch is rolled foul. Well, at your age, if you were out there right now, they'd call it batting practice. That's one thing they'd call it. But in your heyday, they wouldn't.
I was just going to say that they said that towards the end a little bit too.
I'd like to see Ozuna square one up here.
One ball, 1 strike. Ozzie started, then stopped. That's a strike. It's 1-2. That is Caleb Smith setting up shop in the Arizona bullpen. And the pitch. Good take. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Game 51 of the season. Braves trying to earn their 24th victory. With 4 coming up in Colorado. On the ground, he splits the shift. Marte was breaking back to cover second base. Ozzie goes first to third, and Marcell Ozuna does extend his hitting streak. 2 hits in the inning, and now the Braves have a golden opportunity with Austin Riley to add to their 2-run lead.
Change up, stays back beautifully.
Third baseman, Austin Riley.
Puts barrel on it like Marcell does so often.
Finding the home. Finding the home.
Great job, Ozzie, not even hesitating, going first to third on that. It's almost automatic these days. Guys are going first to third on base hits.
So Riley, the key man in the inning, a little contact here and you get a run. Huge inviting hole on the right side where Walker holds Ozuna. 3 defenders between the second and third base bags. Swing and a drive. He's going to get them all home. Look how far that baby's going.
You can add 3 to that home run or home run total.
Just what the doctor ordered. Add-on runs after the 7th inning.
And BJ, you said be aggressive. Riley wasted no time.
No time. I mean, he's been barreling up some balls, and man, what a mistake.
Ramirez has started each hitter off with an off-speed pitch. Riley paid attention to that. First pitch changeup. Thank you very much. Boy, that's a beautiful swing. That's something you want to see balanced.
But it's exactly what you said. He's sitting back watching what this pitcher is doing to the hitters before him. And he knew that changeup may come and took advantage of it. First pitch.
You can watch the game or observe the game. Riley did. And Ramirez has finally given up some earned runs at home. Austin Riley with his 2nd homer of the series, now with a 10-game hitting streak. 5 homers, 10 RBIs in that stretch, and the Braves have a ton of breathing room, leading 5-0. So look, again, first 2 games of this series didn't go the Braves' way, but 10 hits tonight, 14 hits yesterday, 11 hits in the final game against the Marlins. The offense is waking up.
The series against Philadelphia is the one that I think got us rolling in the right direction. You could 100% notice a difference in the way that they went about their approach from an at-bat to an at-bat. You could see it. You could see them really just having a plan.
Yeah.
And they've executed that plan for the last 8 or 9 days, and it's just been so encouraging to see this offense get back to where they know they can be.
That's poked to right field. Contreras off stride. Try to hit it the other way. That ends his perfect day. But 2 doubles and a single for the Braves catcher. Matt Olson will be the batter. And when the Braves are done here in the 7th inning, we will send you to the stretch presented by Synovus. A lot of good things to talk about in this game. And Torey Lovullo is on his way out. He doesn't want Ramirez to face the left-hand hitting Matt Olson. An infield hit, a 1-out single, and then a 3-run bomb from Austin Riley, who's up to 13 homers on the year, and the Braves lead by 5.
Elton John, farewell.
Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Kaiser Permanente.
Beautiful swing from Austin Riley, a 3-run homer, boys, and it's great to see the Braves homering with men on base. They now lead 5-0 here in the 7th inning, and a familiar face is on, fellas. Caleb Smith, the former Yankee and Marlin, now pitching out of the Arizona bullpen.
14 games so far, 19 innings, tough ERA, lots of walks. 7 home runs so far this year. Let's hope we can add to that now.
That's always been Caleb's problem. He led the National League in home runs allowed in 2019 with 33 of them. And in this ballpark, if you're up in the zone, you're going to pay a heavy price, and he has. Those 7 homers, as Peter said, 19 2/3 innings.
He almost paid the price on that first pitch up in the zone. Good swing by Matt Olson.
Lefties have just 6 hits against Caleb this year. And he's ahead of Olson, who's looking for his first of the day, and that's in for a strike. Last 3 games for Matt, 7 for 13, counting his 0 for 3 today. That's 7 for 16 with 6 extra base hits. So he's trending in a good way, as that one's over the net, back toward us. Foul, still 0-2. And BJ, as you know, you want to have your swing ripe and ready for Coors Field,
Yes,
especially for 4 days. Nothing in 2. And served back our way again. Mark Grace has gotten so old, guys, he can't stretch out anymore for those pop flies headed to the broadcast booth.
And he's like a magnet over there. The ball's trying to find him.
He could pick him with the best in his days with the Cubs and here in Arizona. He was part of their World Series winning team. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one over Gracie's head. They are taking aim over there, man.
Good at bat here by Matt.
Yeah, I love the aggressiveness, swinging at the pitch. Maybe a little out of the zone, but you're being aggressive, fouling them off.
Especially against a lefty.
Yep.
Which Matt has done good work on in his past, and another good swing here.
You can see they're trying to go down and away, and he just missed 3 in a row. He's lucky to get away with them, honestly.
And you said it. Bumgarner just has his number. Tip your cap to him. 8th pitch coming.
You're going to miss up over like that. You can see why he's given up so many home runs.
1 ball, 2 strikes, a 3-run 7th for the Braves. The pitch. And Matt's going to see pitch number 9. A lot of pacing around for the Diamondback defenders. The Braves have 10 hits in the game. The pitch. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 singles and a Riley homer. We have 2 outs in the inning. And the pitch. Attaway, Matt.
What a battle here.
You can see they're trying. They just tried to slide step, quick pitch him a little bit. Matt said, nope, I'm on that too. I hope he hangs a breaking ball right here.
He does. Fans in the pool might want to have their floaties up. The pitch. Braves have had their share of long at bats in this series. Quick work by Riley, though. 1 pitch, a homer, and 3 RBIs.
112 miles per hour velocity there. 439 feet. That's a bomb.
Nice job, Matt.
Had him off stride, but he fought it off.
At some point as a pitcher, obviously he's made a couple of mistakes, and I think that's the biggest misconception, that guys think that every single mistake gets punished, but you get away with a lot as a pitcher. You want to limit the amount of mistakes you make, obviously, but the more pitches you see, the more comfortable Matt's going to get.
Fouled that one straight back. His best fastball, 94, and he had it timed perfectly. Just got under it.
I can sympathize with Smith here because he's got 2 pitches. He's got a fastball, he's got a slider. He's seen both of them multiple times. You're almost out there thinking, what else do I need to do? You've tried slide stepping, you've tried mixing your timing, you've tried a lot of things. You're about to throw your 14th pitch to the same batter. You know he's seen everything you've got.
2-2. Swinging a high fly ball to left. Headed for that deep corner, and the ballpark is going to hold it. That was a great at bat. 14 pitches, And that sends us to the stretch. Austin Riley's 3-run homer, Lauren, makes it 5-0 Atlanta as we get set to head to Coors Field.
So get on your feet and join DBacks organist.
Looking good for the Braves. We got to get 9 outs with a 5-run lead. Kyle Wright is finished after 6 innings of shutout ball here in the desert. Wright's in line to win his 5th game of the season. The Braves looking to beat Madison Bumgarner for the first time in nearly a decade. And the first man out of the bullpen shoot, Peter, is Colin McHugh.
We saw Colin yesterday. 2.7 ERA since April 27th. He's trending in the right direction. And I said yesterday that last year he was one of the better relievers in the game. Just hasn't quite found that rhythm so far, but he seems like he's finding it the last few outings.
Jake Hager's going to be taken down, and Geraldo Perdomo will come on. Looks like the Diamondbacks have some pretty strict platoons, don't they?
Yeah, interchangeable parts and pieces. It's almost automatic when you come to a certain part of the lineup against a different pitcher.
And the first pitch on the ground into the shift, and the homer hitting man Austin Riley is the rover. Takes care of Perdomo. 1 pitch, 1 out, a reliever's best friend. And that's how the 7th inning starts.
I was just about to say that. There is nothing better, especially after a long warm-up too. Colin's been out there warming up the whole inning. We had a long inning. They had a pitching change. To come out, throw your 8 warm-up pitches and get an out on the first pitch, there is no better feeling in this world.
Great job by Austin Riley there, knowing the runner, getting rid of that ball very quickly. Man, Perdomo got down that line.
Jose Herrera is the batter. The catcher 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Let's not forget about how well Kyle Wright pitched today. Peter and Brian, you guys talked about reading the scouting report. A lot of changeups, and that really served him well. Despite the 5 walks, he was able to pitch around all that trouble today.
Certainly wasn't his prettiest outing of the year, but able to give us 6 solid innings. As you said, the 5 works of there was something that he was having to fight through all day. You saw the misses, the big misses up and away, non-competitive pitches that he's going to obviously want to limit next time out, but to be able to battle through just when we needed it too, after 2 tough losses. It's what aces do. You talk about Max Fried being a stopper, winning every time we've lost, but Kyle has a chance to be the same kind of guy. It's okay to have 2 aces.
And for most of this game, he pitched with a very slim lead, 2-0. Riley's homer made it 5-0. In 9 starts coming in, the Braves had given him a total of 16 runs. So truly an embarrassment of riches for Kyle Wright today, and he made him stand up. And how about that pitch from Colin McHugh? Took a lot off that curveball, almost an eephus pitch, and Herrera couldn't time that. 2 outs.
Well, when Colin first came back to the big leagues, he was with Houston, and I was in spring training with him back in 2014, and he broke out the next few years, and this was one of the big pitches that he used. He was always able to spin it like anybody, but he comes to that now with 2 strikes and throws it anywhere from 67 to 73, 74 miles an hour. Just another weapon to add to.
Dalton Varsho, the hitter, and he swings early in the count. 6 pitches, 3 outs. McHugh ought to be good for another inning if needed. Atlanta shuts him down through 7. 5-0 Braves. We go to the 8th in Game 3.
Fans celebrate Pride Night, supported by Fizzy Hard Seltzer at Chase Field on June 25th during the DBacks Tigers Series. The first 15,000 fans to the game will get the DBacks Pride Tee. Get your tickets at DBacks.com. Be a good teammate.
Bring your group to Truist Park this summer. Group tickets start as low as $7 for groups of 20 or more. Group tickets are the perfect place for company and church outings and family get-togethers. Request more information at Braves.com/groups. When we left town, the Braves were the lone team in the major leagues with 1 million in attendance. Boy, that's a remarkable accomplishment. Ballpark looks beautiful. Everybody's celebrating the 2021 World's Championship and hoping to see the Braves get hot the rest of this road trip and come home with a good homestand, which will start against the Oakland A's next week. Adam Duvall back to work for the Braves at the plate.
$7 tickets. No wonder we've sold over 1 million.
Geraldo Perdomo stays in the game as you saw at shortstop, and Adam Duvall will lead off. A double and a run scored for Adam today.
And his last at bat, he scorched the ball down to third base. Rojas made a great play.
Peter, you mentioned how funny and cruel this game can be with Caleb Smith coming in to face Matt Olson and Colin McHugh breezing through the Diamondbacks order in the 7th.
Yeah, 14 pitches for him to retire Olson and 6 pitches for McHugh to get 3 outs.
High pop fly left side. That one hangs up forever near the netting and into the stands. I'll tell you what, the Braves have hit some mile-high pop-ups in this series. I don't know if anybody's ever hit the rafters, but that one looked like it came close.
Happens in Tampa a bit.
Well, those are catwalks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever seen a cat up there?
I've not. And I haven't seen one walk up there either, so I don't know why they call them that. But here it's a dual-paned roof at Chase Field. Looks like an airplane hangar downtown, as this one is hit off the end of the bat towards short. Perdomo loads up and throws a strike, and that is the first out of the inning for Atlanta, leading 5-0.
And before Heredia comes up, guys, let's have a quick message from Landmark.
Hi friends, I'm Chip Carey, in between innings for Landmark More. Landmark's hitting it out of the park every day. That's why they're #1, because nobody beats the Giant. Nobody.
Talking about the roof here in Phoenix, it is a necessity with the triple-digit temperatures that they're starting to endure in the spring and summer months. They've got a cable problem with one of the devices that moves one of the roof panels, and when the cabling is right, they can open the roof here in 4 or 5 minutes in the case of inclement weather or if it gets too hot or what have you. But their issue with the cabling is going to be repaired in the off season. They've had a 4th of July fireworks spectacular planned for the Diamondbacks here at home. Because the roof cannot be opened or shut with fans in attendance, no fireworks on Independence Day here. And today the roof's been shut from first pitch. And I must say, it's weird to say, the weather in Phoenix was frankly delightful. Temperatures in the upper 90s, but very, very comfortable.
Unfortunately, our colleague Paul Bird dressed for snow.
Again?
Again. Packed jeans. Jeans only.
Well, maybe he was planning for a snow out in Denver. You never know. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Guillermo Heredia, who's had a double today. Sounds like a pretty good idea, to be honest with you. Swing and a miss. That is out number 2. And Michael Harris is coming up to face another left-hander. He's had a good day. On base twice. First big league walk. First big league double. And his second big league RBI today.
He is starting to trend in the right direction. Starting to relax at the plate.
Brian, what was your first week like as a major league hitter? What do you remember, if anything?
Well, I remember I was on my way to Double-A, and Ted Simmons and I were arguing back and forth because I wanted to go to Triple-A. And I got my shot to Triple-A, and I was on my way to Louisville when the phone rang and said, hey, you're on the plane to St. Louis. Because Galarraga, for opening day, got hit by a pitch. Next thing you know, I'm starting. And my first game, 2 for 5, 4 RBIs. And my first week, I mean, the game was easy for me. And I got off to a great start.
They started
all of a sudden
for the red jacket. You're going to the Cardinals Hall of Fame.
Oh my
after your
goodness,
first
man!
week, right?
I was saying this game is easy. All of a sudden, they figured me out. Curveball after curveball.
They find out fast, don't they, Peter?
They do. They do.
2 balls and a strike for Michael. And off the end of the bat, 2-2.
And it's funny because my mentor was Ozzie Smith, and after my first week, I'm like, Ozzie, this is an easy game, because they used to teach me about football all the time. I said, man, you guys got it easy. Boy, did I make a mistake.
The baseball gods heard you, huh?
Yes.
And a swing and a miss. That takes care of the Braves in the 8th inning. 6 outs to get, 5 runs to play with. Atlanta's out hit him 10-3 in Game 3. Six pitches in a 1-2-3 7th inning. Fans, this week's your last chance to sign up for the Braves Country 5K at Truist Park on Saturday, June the 11th. The course will take you through the streets surrounding the Battery Atlanta before heading back to the ballpark to cross the finish line on the field. 5K registration includes a Braves game ticket and your 5K race t-shirt. Go to braves.com/5K and register today. Josh Rojas leads off the 8th inning. The 2-3-4 hitters coming up. He swings the first one and lines it to center, and Harris with a great diving catch. Colin McHugh like that.
Wow. That's twice we've seen that in the last week. Michael Harris shoring up that center field defense. What a read. Sinking line drive. That's the toughest play in baseball right there, Beach.
You know, great reactions there. He was down low. As soon as that ball came off the bat, he was sprinting forward. And that's the way you lay it on the line for your pitchers, Peter.
And we appreciate it. Don't worry about that.
You got to pay for dinner after this game.
That's not unusual.
Marte's reached base 3 more times. He singled in the first inning for a 14-game hitting streak. That is a new career high. So he's had a perfect day at the plate with a couple of walks as well. But not enough hits for Arizona. Kyle Wright and Colin McHugh have been terrific today. And for the Braves, who were so disappointed last night, love the way this club bounced back in Game 3 today. They're not going to win the series, but they've got a great chance to win this game, and with a good series in Colorado, come home with a winning road trip.
If you remember, it was a road trip right before a homestand last year where they went 5-4 before the trade deadline. Nobody thought anything of it, but I think it was that 5-4 road trip that really kicked everybody into gear.
Yeah, I think it was Washington and New York.
In New York, yep.
And the fact that the Braves didn't bury themselves. They came back home. Alex Anthopoulos went out and got Jock Peterson. Ronald Acuna Jr. got hurt in July. Peterson came in, paid immediate dividends. The Braves started believing. The guys in the locker room knew that the club hadn't given up on the year. And the rest, you know, is history.
Went pretty well.
Full count from McHugh to Ketel Marte, the 13th pitch. And he pulled a string again, and McHugh is dazzling so far. 5 up, 5 down, 2 strikeouts.
This is as good as I've seen Colin since I think his second game as an Atlanta Brave. He's throwing that curveball a lot more, just not relying only on the cutter and the slider. Just gives him another weapon. 3 pitches, 3-pitch mix, something else for a hitter to think about.
I like the way he's taking a lot off of that curveball. And he has those hitters off balance.
Collins' longest outing this year is 2 1/3 innings. That was in his second appearance on April the 10th. With Colorado coming up and a low pitch count for McHugh, if he gets this man, Christian Walker, do you send him out for the 9th?
I think I think it's almost. It's
how do you not?
It's such a different way to think about it too, because again, you don't have to worry about the pitcher spot coming up or pinch hitting and moving guys around. So you're just able to leave a guy who's feeling great, throwing the ball well. You can leave him out there for more than an inning and a half or 2 innings.
Hey, it saves your bullpen. You're going to Colorado for 4 games.
Well, the last time McHugh pitched 3 innings was July 4th last year with Tampa Bay, and he's going to breeze through this inning. 16 pitches, 6 outs. Michael Harris helped him out with a great sprawling catch in center to start the Arizona 8th. Kid's having himself a nice first road trip, isn't he? Braves are having fun today, up 5-0.
Brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, unbeatable internet, only from Xfinity. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Kyle Wright was dazzling. So was Atlanta's offense, leading 5-0 in Game 3. Braves are 3 outs away from ending a decade's worth of frustration against Madison Bumgarner. And a new man is out there for the Diamondbacks. Left-hander Paul Fry.
Just called up today from Reno. Posted a 4.5 ERA, 2 earned runs in 4 innings. Acquired from the Orioles on May 18th for right-hander pitcher Luis Osorio.
That was well said. As Ozzie hits right-handed here and hit that ball before it hit him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ozzie batting leadoff for the 20th time this year, has an infield hit and scored ahead of Riley's 7th inning back-breaking home run for the Braves. And this one on the ground to Perdomo at short. And there's the first out. Dansby Swanson, the hitter. Before he does some more damage, let's enjoy a quick message from Truist.
Jessica was born to care.
That's my best friend. She don't need no.
Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
Dansby got the party started for the Braves with a first inning single. He scored on Contreras' 2-out double. So he'll take a 5-game hit streak into Colorado, which lost Game 1 of their doubleheader today to the Marlins. It was a close game. The Rockies made a valiant comeback, but fell 14-1 after nearly being no hit through 7 innings.
And they get to suit up and do it all again.
Yeah. Go get them, guys. Ian Anderson will get things started for the Braves tomorrow night. Austin Gomber will pitch for the Rockies. First pitch at 8:40 Eastern time.
It's set up really nice for Ian. I like his stuff and how that stuff should translate in Colorado. If it was a big sinker slider guy, I think he might have a little bit of trouble adjusting to the lack of movement or lack of spin, but with that over-the-top 4-seam, curveball and changeup, shouldn't affect it. The
3-0 pitch is pulled foul. Colorado is its own unique atmosphere, right? I mean, we know all about it. The mile-high altitude, thin air, as you said, you don't get the movement you're used to. This isn't exactly a pitcher's paradise either. Being here for 3-4 days, working your sides, getting a chance to pitch in this environment, Peter, is that helpful to go to Colorado after playing in Arizona?
With even playing catch on a daily basis, the balls are different. It's well and truly gets you used to playing in high altitude. My only real experience in Arizona was for spring training early on, where the weather's a little cooler, so the effect is even higher. As the weather gets hotter, you can start to get a little bit of a sweat, maybe a little bit of attack going, but a lot of the time it's getting used to the baseballs, getting used to what kind of movement you're going to get, and then being able to set your targets based on how much movement you're going to get.
So Dansby Swanson continues his good day at the plate, reaches base in bookend plate appearances, 1 via hit, 1 via walk here in the 9th.
And that's been part of the problem this year, is the consistencies of the baseballs. Guys are saying that they're struggling to have the same amount of movement from batter to batter, pitch to pitch. So they're having to throw breaking balls based on the last one that they threw, and it's not moving just as much. So it's having them second guess themselves throughout the games based solely on baseballs too.
All I know is as a hitter, I loved Colorado.
They'd kick you out of the hitters union if you said you didn't.
I know. But you're right, though. I mean, the reason I loved it because I saw a lot of fastballs, because the breaking ball was not breaking as much as pitchers would like.
There's a good approach for Ozuna. He goes the other way. Marcel with 2 hits and a walk. And the Braves pouring it on. Another Atlanta hit, looking for another 9th inning run or 2.
Just on that, just It's amazing when you watch the highlights from Colorado games, just the amount of backup breaking balls that get hit so hard because you're expecting a ball to break a certain way. Great approach here by Marcel. That's exactly what we've been asking for from this team for so long. Continuing to have that right side approach, BJ, so impressive.
Wide open for him, easy knock.
I think Fry's going to try to get ahead with a first pitch. He saw what just happened.
Yes, he did.
Finally, a first pitch 3-run homer in the 7th inning to extend his hitting streak to 10 games. Braves with 11 more hits today. And that's 12. Dansby was breaking back toward the bag at second. He'll play station to station as Austin Riley loads him up for Atlanta. Dansby making sure that ball went through. That was a play that cost the Diamondbacks a potential run early in the game. And now Mr. Fry having a rough debut for the Diamondbacks.
Look at the pitches that Riley's hitting at the moment too. That's a slider down, stays back beautifully. His balance is his swing is so balanced right now.
I mean, he's so comfortable and relaxed now. You know, when he start dialing that ball in and your timing is just perfect, I don't care what you throw to him. He keeps his hands back so well. I mean, that's a slider down in the zone, and he still stayed back and was able to pull that ball through the hole. Normally, you might see him try to go the other way with that, but, man, he's quick inside.
So, again, everything trending offensively in the right direction for the Braves. Today's a day where everything has clicked. After Brian Snitker was uncharacteristically frustrated after the game last night, talking about the way the game was played by the Braves in Game 2 of the series. I think that message was heard loud and clear today. The base running's been good. The pitching's been excellent. Timely hitting. Just a clean, crisp, well-played Braves game here in Game 3. And hopefully the first of many more on this road trip.
We got used to seeing them that brand of baseball for so long that it can be a little frustrating when you see just the mental mistakes creep in late in ball games.
Well, how about a big hit for Contreras? He's had a bunch of them today. 2 doubles, a single, and he's flied out to right. This would be a nice way to tie your brother in home runs, wouldn't it?
That's right.
Grand slam. Wilson has 8. William has 7. And he was rung up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Contreras didn't think so. One ball, 2 strikes. Almost hit him. We will see the Diamondbacks one more time this year. Arizona will come to Atlanta at the end of July. July 29th, 30th, and 31st, right around the trading deadline. The pitch is caught on and missed. Contreras expanded his strike zone, and he is retired for the second out. And now Matt Olson coming up. A 14 pitch at bat for Matt. He's 0 for 4, but man, at bats like that tell you he's starting to get hot again.
Yes, he is.
I like this matchup for Matt. Bases loaded, young kid. He's going to want to try and get ahead. Maybe drop a 0-0 hanging breaking ball or try and go fastball to get ahead. If Matt get aggressive and drive it.
Almost hit him. 1 ball, no strikes. Always want to make a good impression in your first outing. Fry's had a little trouble here, as it often happens, a walk in the late innings. But he's come from Baltimore to Arizona. The Diamondbacks hope to make some playoff noise this year. The pitch. Remember, this is an Arizona club that lost 110 games last season. They are much improved. At the 6th batter up in the inning, Braves have 12 hits. And now he's a pitch away from an RBI with a walk, and you know Olson's not afraid to take a base on balls.
Yeah, this kid hasn't been close.
Olson's walked 32 times this year and made him throw a strike. That's how you get a 373 on base. 32 walks. Leads the Braves team. That's number 33, and give him an RBI. 22 of those. So Dansby Swanson trots in. The Braves have scored 6. Look, you want to get 2 or 3 RBIs in that at bat, take what they give you. Nothing close enough for Olson to do more damage, so he'll hand the baton off to Adam Duvall, who has hit the ball hard today.
Keep the line moving, Chip.
He's faced lefties all day too, so he's probably pretty used to the ball coming in on him.
Twelve balls, 11 strikes for Fry in his 9th inning.
It's a lonely place out there when you're struggling to throw strikes with the base runners everywhere. You know that everyone on that bench is just looking for you, and in the bullpen they're really looking at you to finish this inning, so no one else has to get up.
1 ball, 1 strike, and he took the fastball. It's 1-2.
Deej, what's it? You swinging there?
Yes. I mean, you got to be looking to swing. He don't want to walk you.
Strike 3 called, and Duvall says, no way, Jose. He's rung up. And Adam Duvall, who's as kind a Southern gentleman as there is not a happy camper. Braves score 1 and head to the bottom of the 9th. A 3-hit shutout to this point. Here's how we've gotten here. Our Synovus get their features of the game: power and precision on the mound.
How about Austin Rowland? 13th home run of the season. What a big hit there. And how about Michael Harris, the second, getting it done. Great breakout there. Defense, pitching, and a little bit of offense. And some add-on runs also.
So I'm talking
Everything
about
worked great today for the Braves.
Yep.
So Jesse Chavez will come on and try to finish this game off for Atlanta. Can't do any better than Colin McHugh did. He threw 2 very, very stressless innings for the Braves, so he should be in good shape if needed early on in that Rockies series. And again, we always like to talk about the positives in the big picture. What Kyle Wright and McHugh did today was pitch effectively and save the bullpen for the first 2 dates at Coors Field.
Precisely what he did. Yep. Jesse, too, coming out here to finish this game off. Strike thrower, you know what you're going to get.
And really, that is so huge, knowing you're going to Colorado for 4. And you never know what's going to happen in Colorado.
Well, and look, if I were the baseball commissioner, I would say the Braves get to go to Colorado in April or May every year. As this one is hit to shallow center, Dansby out. Harris coming on, and Swanson makes the catch over the shoulder. He called for that all the way. And Peralta's retired for out number 1.
That's a tough spot for a center fielder who's in his first couple of games to call off a Dansby Swanson at that point. If he's calling for it, right? If he's calling for it, he's committed, he's under it. I know it might be Michael's ball.
You're the captain out there in center field. I am saying, get out of there, Dansby. I got this. But Dansby's so good catching the ball over the shoulder. But that's clearly, Peter, the center fielder's ball.
Lesson learned, Beach.
My second rule, if I were commissioner, is, as Pavin Smith hits, the Braves only have to play a 3-game series in Denver every year. That extra game is a killer, potentially.
Well, I know from personal experience that running out from that bullpen, if I have to do it more than twice, you might have to shut me down for the rest of the trip.
Do they have the bullpen carts as an option? Are those still out?
They should, but they need to drive direct from center field. They have them here. I'm not sure they have them in Colorado. They need to.
I was going to say, like the airport, which is in Topeka, Kansas, in Denver, the bullpens are in Colorado Springs at Coors Field. It is a long hike. And a swing and a miss. Jesse Chavez mowing him down. The Braves are rolling.
I remember
11 straight have been retired.
I remember going to Colorado my first time, and I hit a triple, and I couldn't catch my breath. It was awful.
Yeah. And I was going to ask, how long does it take before you feel like you? 24 hours, 36 hours, more than that?
As soon as you leave, you start to be able to breathe again. Yeah.
Perfect. That's great.
Yeah.
Is Alek Thomas the batter? The Braves trying to shut out Arizona today. Two balls, no strikes for Alek Thomas, who is hitless today, 1 for 10 in the series. The 2-0 pitch. Arizona has been shut out 4 times this year. The Braves trying to make it 5 today with a 6-0 lead. Braves paid back Madison Bumgarner for his 7-inning no-hitter against us last year, and are 1 out away from beating him for the first time since 2012.
And look at this. We have them set up perfectly for a final pitch changeup right here, which has been the theme for the last 3 days and made us so effective against this lineup.
Look how fast Chavez is working, and it's exactly that, Peter. What an impressive day for the Braves. A 3-hit shutout. Kyle Wright earns his 5th win. Austin Riley, a 3-run homer. William Contreras with 3 hits and an RBI. And the Braves get out of town feeling good about all aspects of their game heading to Coors Field.
Once again, we get a glimpse into what this team can potentially be. Shutout performance. Kyle Wright was great. Battled through some mechanical issues, some location issues. The offense was pumping again today, and the bullpen did what they did. Outstanding.
No, it was great. I mean, it's good to see Kyle Wright just be that stopper in this situation. And offensively, adding on runs is so key in this victory today. Defense, Michael Harris, great play out in center field. I love his aggressiveness out there. And good to see him get another RBI in his first double.
Well, it's been said, April showers bring May flowers. What will May flowers bring? Well, a win on June the 1st. Hopefully the first of many this month, as the Braves earn their 24th victory and now head to Colorado to start a 4-game series tomorrow beginning at 8 o'clock on Bally Sports Southeast. For Paul Bird, for Brian Jordan, Peter Moylan, and our great crew, anchored by our producer Gretchen Caney, Chip Carey, we thank you for joining us. Stick around. Braves Live, presented by Xfinity, is next.